Press the button, Frank.
Wrong button.
And we are streaming live.
LOL.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we are.
That's you.
Gesundheit.
Did someone go over to the Hollow Suite Twitch and share the
Yes.
link?
We have Firefly in our new one.
Yep.
I did warn him in Stowe, so.
It's live.
Oh, cool. We are live. I got an advertisement and it's loud.
Dirk.
It's loud, but here we go.
Durka.
Muhammad Jihad?
Yes.
Alright, I am manually hosting the Geek Easy right now.
Okay, cool.
And I will now auto-host the Geek Easy.
Excellent.
I will set that up later.
You should set that
So, before we hit the opening awesomeness that is the best part of our show,
Hey now.
hate.
I'm
well,
here.
It all goes downhill
yes,
from
you are
there.
here.
You're an all-star.
Get your game on.
Go play.
Jim, this was not my idea. This came from Alistair. So, from the outer rim, which is the rim shot across the room, we have Jim Bray.
Hey!
The outer rim shot. I forgot I had recommended that.
It's all you, dude. I'm not taking credit for that one. But
Awesome.
Better than the idea I had earlier
I live
that I didn't share with anybody.
I don't think we could say that.
No,
Yeah,
not
I
right
don't
now.
think we
Not in the
should
first
say
hour of the
yeah.
show.
No,
That's why I
rim,
didn't say
rim
anything.
shot. Rim
Yes,
shot.
rim shot.
That's what I said.
Yes. Okay, but
Sicko.
Jim's here to talk about some updates on his anthology series. It's going to be a web series, right?
Yes.
Full web series on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, I think so far that's what we're looking at. We're also looking at Vimeo. I think. I don't think we've landed specifically on anything just yet, but we're weighing our options.
Cool. Well, we will get into that in about a minute, and we're going to do all this stuff right here, and we'll be right back.
The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. The opinions expressed do not reflect this station or any affiliated partners. Listener discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Geek Easy.
Just talking? Well, what's the show about? It's about nothing.
And we're back.
You'll pardon me. I'm over here doing air guitar again.
Oh, of course. It's the best part of the whole show, really.
Oh my
is.
god.
Yeah, no, and then we lose people after that.
Yeah.
It all,
But
like I
again-
said, it all goes downhill from there.
Yes.
Oh no.
But
Just like we lost all our viewers last week when we had streaming issues.
we did. We had monster streaming issues last
Oh,
week.
But we managed to get that
no.
worked out.
We did. We
Oh.
got it all worked out, and we kind of picked them back up a little bit here and there, but we're all good. We got people watching on YouTube. We got people watching on Twitch. Say hi, everybody. Any questions for Jim, or you want to know anything what's going on?
Hi,
Drop it in the chat.
everybody.
Let's jump right into it. Your first episode is in the can, right?
Yes, it's in the can. We shot it out a few months ago. We were kind of worried about God, where are we going to build our set? Where are we going to shoot this thing? And here in Vermont, there's a little town called Enosburg, and they've got a beautiful old 100-year-old opera house with a huge stage, which has a lovely lighting grid and all of that. And since I'm one of their scenic lead people, I help build sets for the musicals and other plays that they do. I threw my weight around a little bit. And I said, it'd be really nice if I could just build my set here while the theater is dark for the winter. And they said, yeah, sure, go for it. So we built our set right under the lighting grid on the stage, and when you close the curtains, you've got a studio kind of atmosphere. And so we were able to get everything shot out, and we did everything in like 5 or 6 days, got it all done, and it's gone to Bill Lutz, our editor, and he's got the first draft edit done and working on number 2 right now. Henry Gibbons in Australia is working on all the CG effects, and we've got a composer that's going to be working on some original music, and things are just cooking along. So, folks who donated, your money is well spent. Let me tell you, it is being properly handled.
Well, I got the set up on the photo of the set, the panoramic you sent.
Yes.
I got that up right now. Just a little background for people who don't know what the Outer Rim is. It originally had begun as a Star Trek fan film series, right?
That's right. It started out as Star Trek anthology, and then all of the kerfuffle happened.
Yes.
And we realized we're not going to be able to do episodic anthology kind of things. And after a lot of hand wringing and gnashing of teeth and all of that, we said, you know what? The guy actually did us kind of a favor, because now we're forced to be even more creative. And we have some really talented, really creative people on my team. And so we said, all right, rubber's hitting the road. We got to come up with something. So we took every script we had and we started yanking all the Star Trek out of it. and having done that, we realized these stories still have legs. So we started creating our own universe, and that's the universe of the Outer Rim, the place where we find the Unified Consortium of Unified Worlds Consortium. It's kind of a very Weyland-Yutani sort of universe.
I'm just completely dumbfounded by a kickstarted film project actually producing content.
We weren't kickstarted. This was out of our own pockets.
I'm being facetious.
I know, and I know to what you refer to. Now we had some people, a few benefactors that saw what we were doing and liked what they saw and threw money at it, and we made sure their money wasn't wasted or pissed away. So we made sure that every dime went into production.
You bought McDonald's, don't lie.
Well, for the crew during a shoot, you have to do those sort of things.
I consider that wasted. You go to Wendy's, sir.
Yes.
Actually, I would have said Popeyes.
I haven't been to Wendy's since they got my order wrong.
No.
I would have said
Okay.
Bojangles.
I'll get all technical on you. Was this shot DV? All digital, complete digital shot?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 1080p, baby.
Oh, see, you should have gone 4K. I'm kidding.
Well, we would have if we could have, but
Yes. Just get an
beggars can't be
iPhone.
choosers.
Just kidding.
Well,
iPhone 7, 4K.
Well,
Doesn't the
actually-
Samsung 8 do it too?
No, funny you mentioned that, because there's one scene where they receive a transmission from Fleet Command, and that was shot on my iPhone. But other than that, everything was done on a Panasonic. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
We
we have
What was I going to say? The difficulties of going from a Star Trek based in that world to your own universe. And the rules or the guidelines came down from CBS. A lot of people were like, "Oh, this is gonna stifle creativity," and I think you guys aren't the only ones I've heard of that have basically turned around and made their own thing. I mean, Renegades did it.
Look at Tommy Kraft. Look at what Tommy Kraft did. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it actually forced creativity to the point where instead of copying somebody else's stuff, you made your own.
Well, and here's the upside of that whole deal is the fact it's our IP. We can make money on this if we want to. We can sell T-shirts and coffee cups and whatnot, and we can sell DVDs and Blu-rays and posters, and it's ours to do with as we please.
And coffee.
And
I
had to.
I had a question. Did you guys feel freed up by leaving the Star Trek universe, so to speak, in that
we do now?
We
do now. I mean,
by
at
some of the
first,
Star Trek stuff.
Well, at first, I mean, it looked daunting, because when you've been over 3 years working inside the parameters of Star Trek and really, really devoting yourself to that and that alone and making sure that everything is spot on and as good as it could possibly be. And then just to have to drop that and divorce yourself from it. It was kind of wrenching. I mean, it was really wrenching. We were all set to shoot at Starbase Studios when they were still in Oklahoma. We were a week out from, I mean, people had plane tickets, guys, and we were set to go out to Oklahoma City and shoot the first episode of Starship Challenger, which is one of the stories in the lineup. and when this hit, I canceled the shoot. I said, no, we can't do it. So I had to dig in the budget and pay some people back because, can't afford to lose a plane ticket price. I mean, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that to people. So that came out of my pocket, and some people got taken care of. Some people I couldn't do. Some people, everyone took a solid kick to the groin, and so I tried to make it up in other ways to people that had put time and money in, and so I had
extra
to make
large McDonald.
Well, no, I had to make a promise to everyone that I was going to make it right, and so I said, look, I'm going to take a break here, and I'm going to examine the whole situation, and so I started the gears turning basically, and started working on de-Trekifying everything. And so we took a number of meetings, me and the guys, and me, Gary Karp, Brian Kovault, Bill Lutz. If I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize. But the thing is, we all sat down and kind of kicked it around, and I started throwing these ideas out. And they were like, "Ooh, yeah, I like that. Ooh, yeah, and we could do this, and we could do that." So then I realized we had this story called Rift that Brian Kovault had written, and it's an excellent little. It's a love story, but it's also a somewhat actiony adventure sort of thing about these people on a mining survey vessel, and they encounter something unknown, and it's nefarious, and they get mixed up in all this trouble, and another member of this other race shows up because because she knows that this shouldn't be happening, and she helps them out, and that's basically the story. And I looked at that and I said, well, this is just kind of a bottle show. It's a small ship. It's just the scanning room and the cockpit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the meeting room, and that's it. So by doing a couple simple redresses, we were able to shoot everything on a 40-foot set, and we pulled it off, and it looks amazing. And the performances I got from the cast are, I can hardly wait for you guys to see this. Just everyone just blew it out, just absolutely blew it out. I've never seen anything like it. And the chemistry that we have with the cast is astoundingly good. So we're like beyond excited. And we started looking at that story, and we said, well, if we were to continue with this, where would it go? We've got 2 seasons worth of ideas. The next episode is in the midst of being written for what became Sweepers, and we've got like a 3-season story arc figured out at this point. The next thing we're going to work on, though, is Challenger. We're going to keep Challenger, but again, we're yanking all the Star Trek out of it. Now it's a great big hulking military cruiser, and
Curiosity.
and it's captained no longer by J.M. Colt, because she lives in the Star Trek universe. We changed her name. She's the same kind of character, the very stalwart female officer. We changed her name to R.J. Cage, and I don't know how many of you are going to make the connection there between Colt and Cage.
Cage.
Wasn't she the ensign in the cage?
Yes. She was the little ponytail.
Wow.
She was the ponytail little redhead yeoman.
She was Eve.
Yeah, she was Eve.
Ah,
yeah.
there you go. Yes.
And my wife plays her because she bears an amazing resemblance to Laurel Goodwin, who played Colt. So she was really excited to play Colt, and this was just a sharp blow to the head to find out that she wasn't going to get to play her. And I said, you know what? You still get to play her. It's just the name is different, but you're playing the same character. This is the same character that we wrote. She's going to do all the same things. In fact, she can do even more things now because we aren't having to adhere to someone else's canon. Now we can take her places that we might not have taken her. So that's going to be the next thing in the shoot, is to get ready to do Challenger. And so we're going to take it back to the Opera House, build another set sometime in the late winter, early spring, and get Challenger shot out. And then that'll go up on the deck to get edited. And we're just cooking right along. So, though I hate to say it, I almost owe Peters a debt of gratitude for screwing us over like he did, because what happened was it forced us to be more creative than we'd intended to be, and by doing that it forced us to push the envelope with each of ourselves to figure out where can we take this and what can we do with it. And so that's where we're at with it right now. We've also, because we've been talking about, Technofear Productions, which is kind of the umbrella under which we're working, is the company that I'm trying to get developed at this point to do all these different things. We've also got another show that Bill Lutz, our editor, has written called Legends, and it's kind of a vampire tale, but it also pulls in other mythical characters as well, from Greek mythology, Roman mythology. They're all part of this huge cabal, and they all interact with each other. And it's God, this thing reads like War and Peace if you look at the whole thing. A couple of friends of ours, Charles Root, who played Scotty over in New Voyages. He's good friends with us, and he's going to be playing our admiral in both Challenger and Sweepers. He's going to be playing Admiral Sinclair for us. So it's fresh red meat for Charles to chew on. He's been nagging Bill for years now, and I'm saying this here because now I'm putting it out there. He's been nagging Bill for years to write this thing as a 3-parter and get it published and put it out there, because this thing is epic, and he needs to get it out there. Also, Gary Karp, one of our producers, came up with a brilliant idea that we do something that's kind of Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt sort of stuff. It's called the Meat Locker, and every episode you find this butcher in his butcher shop, and he just spins tales, and then we fade to the story, tell the story, and then we come back for a quirky remark from the butcher, kind of thing. And those will run about 30 minutes each, so they're quick in and out kind of stories, but they're all really freaking twisted. So we've got all burners firing at this point, and all the pots are boiling.
Yeah, because the last time you were on, and actually, because I think you were on Tribbles with me as well. Yeah, you sound burnt. You sounded a little like, yeah, what are we doing? I don't know if we're gonna be able to.
I was pissed off. I was
and it's
pissed.
really cool to know that here we are. How many months later is it now? 8 months later?
A year.
Has it been a year already?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Okay. And
just about.
you've got one. You've got the show in the can. It's being edited. Hopefully, we'll have a trailer soon.
Well, that's Bill's working on that as we speak.
Cool.
Actually, so it shouldn't be too much longer.
Do we get exclusive first airing rights?
I'll do my best.
Okay.
No,
We just slipped this 50 to you.
I got your number.
Okay. Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. But yeah, it was like from getting kicked to shooting was a 6-month turnaround. That was it. We turned it around in actually less than 6 months. It was about 3 months to reach concept, and then the next 3 months was planning, set construction, all of that, and then we shot it out.
Okay.
And the set is modular. It's stored away in the attic of the theater right now, and we can pull it down, set it up, and shoot next week if we had to.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I have on the stream right now the shot of the Audrey.
Yeah, that's
It's
Henry
obviously a work in
Gibbons'
progress.
Yeah, it is. It's a.
I am going to ask right off the bat because it struck me very quickly. Tell me that's not based on a Volkswagen van.
No, it's clearly it's clearly
It clearly is. It clearly is based on a Volkswagen camper.
Okay.
It's also
Yes.
clearly very 80s Flash Gordon.
Yes, and it's as a retro design. I was like, when I first I was like, I don't know, and then I started looking. I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. And
Well, now pay attention to where the cockpit is and the row of windows that runs down along the top deck.
that's your set.
Right. Now refer to the interior, and there you go. They line right up.
Excellent, excellent. Now, how big? Now, I'm
Now-
going to get into all the technical stuff. How
Well,
big is
no,
the ship?
Well, I don't have the measurements right in front of me.
I'm
but...
just crew size and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, it's a crew of 5.
Okay.
It's 4 men, 1 woman. You've got Captain Michael
Hmm.
Bradley. It's his ship. It's a kind of a mom and pop operation. And they're not so much crew members. They are just really good friends.
With benefits?
And-
No.
And then there's Sharpie, who's the scientist, and he runs all the scanning equipment. And then you've got Speedy, who analyzes all the readouts, and no one's faster than Speedy. And then there's Smitty, who's the engineer, and he's an Englishman, but kind of Liverpudlian sort of. And then there's Lyra Gonzalez, who's the doctor on the ship. And science officer as far as anything outside of scanning, kind of life sciences sort of thing. And she and the captain have a thing going on, but it's kind of tumultuous. They're having some trouble at the beginning of the episode.
Oh, so if he says, "Would you like to see the captain's log?" There's problems there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they've got a great scene just inside the cockpit where they're having a conversation and it turns into an argument, and it's great. I mean, it's just great stuff. Brian Koval wrote an amazing script, like I said earlier, and when I first looked at this, it was so good. When I looked at it, he was like, "Now make whatever changes you want to make," and I read it, and I read it again, and I read it again. I went, I got nothing. I mean, it was flawless. And usually I'll pick a script apart, and I looked at it and I said, "Damn, Brian, you've been hiding this talent. What, man? You shouldn't hide a talent like this. This is really, really good stuff. It's funny, and it's moving, and it's tense, and it's intense, and it's got all those beats and elements that you would want to find in this kind of a story, and it's just killer. It just is." And so we wanted to do everything we could to do it justice, and we just had a ball. First day of the shoot, we got on set and we started figuring out what's our first shot going to be. I mean, we had our shot list and everything figured out, and our schedule, but we were getting set up, and Bill Lutz, who's DP for this, he started working with the actors a little bit. He and I were kind of sharing director duties, and I saw something just magical happen between him and the cast and the crew, and I went, "You know what, Bill, you got this," and I stepped off. And so I would say he directed 2/3 of this thing, and I would just step in and go, "There's a shot that I'd like to get from up here at this angle." And he was like, yeah, man, grab the camera. So he and I both DP'd, and we both directed, and we got some just amazing footage. And what's cool about Bill Lutz is he's a comic book artist. So the way he frames everything up, and the way he stacks everyone in the frame is just like a comic book drawing. So everything is really intensely put together and really set up in such a way that everything looks like a frame from a comic book. It's beautiful.
That's probably some of the best film. Actually, back and forth comics. If someone drawing comics knows how to frame a shot, like directorially wise, and vice versa, they always seem to work better.
Well, Bill is just a really hyper guy, and he's just this ball of energy. I'd like to bottle him and sell him, and he just lit a fire under everybody, and that's why I felt like it was just the right thing to do, was to just step away and let him work. And it was the best decision I could have possibly made because the guy did a phenomenal job. He did a phenomenal job.
It's probably similar to how Christian Gossett is a pretty good director coming from comic books.
He's a pretty good artist, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, Bill's an amazing artist. Dragon Phoenix Media. Go check it out.
Cool. Dragon
Go check
Phoenix
out
Media.
his work. He's got something called Pathways. God, I can't remember the titles. Bill's going to kill me. It's just go to Dragon Phoenix Media and look at all of what you've got there because that's all Bill's work. Some of it was written by Charles Root. Some of it was written by Brian Cole, I think. Just really good stuff. Really good stuff. And more people need to be reading this stuff. It's really, really good.
Well, I would say, what else is there? I mean, it's really awesome. I just posted this in the YouTube chat. How awesome it is to hear the excitement in your voice compared to the last time.
Oh yeah, I know. I was gut punched the last time we talked. It was well, it's a real heartbreaker. It's a spirit breaker. It really is to have the rug yanked out from under you like that, and to see all of what was going on, and Lord knows a lot of us fan film people tried to tell the guy, you need to dial it down, dude. You need to back off. You're really gonna you're shooting yourself in the foot and calling it surgery. You can't do this.
But
there was no telling him. There was no telling him, and that was that, and it happened. And what happened, and the money went wherever it went, and now you have what you have. And I'll tell you, I feel especially sorry for the people that donated because what have they got now?
True.
What have they got? Nothing.
And it's really, I mean, it's great to see. I mean, Star Trek continues. They've got the 4 shows that they promised that they would get out. They seem to be working with CBS on this, so they're getting theirs out.
Yep.
Tommy Kraft
and now they're
is
an
just
affiliate.
cranking stuff
and now they're
out
an
left
affiliate,
and right.
which is cool.
Yes, they're an affiliate, which is awesome. I don't know. Did Jim? Oh my God, Cawley.
James Cawley. Well, he's got the studio.
Did he get affiliated with the All Access with them as well that way?
I don't know if he did jump on that bandwagon or not, but he's got the licensed tour of his studio now.
Have you been? You've been, of course. You shot, right?
Well, yeah, I was there for three different shows. Yeah,
I was in New York last year, right before everything all opened up and was all that.
Got to make the pilgrimage, man. It's incredible. It's amazing, and I haven't been down there in like a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And from what I understand, everything is well. Doug Drexler posted some stuff a while ago of him giving a tour of those sets, and they are so far beyond what I remember them being at. They are so complete now. I mean, there are even walls where there weren't walls before. Like the whole sick bay is closed off now. They don't have that. They don't have that fourth wall open.
It's not a shooting set anymore. So.
No, so they put the fourth wall in.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, so it's so complete. It's more accurate than the original, but everything down to the micron.
I mean, he went over.
I mean, he went over color sheets and Pantone, and all the fabrics are spot on, and everything is so amazingly accurate, right down to the littlest detail. Every little prop is there. Every little greebly on the wall is 100% just as it should be, and it functions fully. You can walk up to any one of the comm panels anywhere on the set and press that big red button, and the red alert klaxon sounds and the red alert lights come on. It's great. I mean, the whole place is wired for sound and lights. It's gorgeous. So if you don't make the pilgrimage, you only have yourself to blame, because I'm throwing that out there for James because he just did an amazing job. Him and his crew just did astounding things with that set. And I mean, it was great before, but now it's beyond imagination. It really is amazing.
Cool. Back to the Outer Rim.
Okay.
In the YouTube chat, we've been asked, let's hear about the cast and crew. Who's playing who did what? We know about the DP now. Give some shout outs to your people.
Oh, okay. Where to start? Well, Lara Gonzalez is played by Sarah Mitige, and she's again another one who is hiding this talent. She gave just an astounding performance. Josh, God, I always destroy his last name. I always destroy his last name, Pagliuca. He plays Captain Michael Bradley. And he gives a very understated performance, but he created this character that you can really sympathize with and really feel for, and you can really relate to him. Rod Barnes plays Smitty, the engineer. Terrific guy. He's also our sound guy. He's creating the whole soundscape for the show and does a terrific job. He works daytime as a voiceover guy. He's got a great voice, and a real screen presence. Matt Stebbins plays Sharpie, who is our science guy, and again, just a completely believable performance. Just a good-natured kind of character who's just into his work, doesn't cotton to distraction. He's just there to do his job, and again, just tremendous performance. And then there's Spencer Lemons, who plays Speedy. And he's our lovable goofball, our plucky comic relief, and and there wasn't a dull moment on set with this guy. Spencer's a nut. He's an absolute nut. Now we've got Wendy McCara, who voices our alien character that appears, the good alien that appears. Rod Barnes is also voicing the bad guy for us because he can do one of those kind of voices. But Wendy McCara, who's got just this sultry, smoky, pure, sexy kind of voice, she just didn't want to get in front of the camera. So we were thinking, what are we going to do? Well, a lady that my wife works with has a daughter who's a dancer, Hannah Johnson. And so we had her be the physical representation of this alien, and I sent you those pictures too. I don't know if you put them up.
Yep, let's see. Here we go. The blue alien, right?
Yeah.
I had her up for a while.
Yeah, her name is Zol. She never opens her mouth, but we hear her speak, so it's all telepathic. And then there's Commander, not Captain yet, but Commander Cage, played by my wife Jody Bray, who we see just on a monitor. That's some stuff that we shot just with my iPhone.
I got no pictures of her.
Oh, I didn't send you one?
Nope.
What's
It's okay.
wrong with me? Hang on. Okay. I'm working on it. While we're talking here, let me get to my phone. And she's the one that kind of sends them on their mission because they're wrapping up a year in space and they're getting ready to go home. They're on their last planet sweep of the mission when Cage calls them up and says, look, we've discovered this anomaly, but we're on our way to a pirate blockade at a mining colony, and we need to go and sort that out. But we picked up this odd disturbance, and we'd like you guys to go and check it out. Now, listen, in the event that anything weird happens, just get your butts out of there. Well, of course, as soon as you hear that, you know that something bad is going to happen, and they can't get their butts out of there. And that's exactly what happens in the episode. Hang on here. I'm trying to find Jody's picture for you. Working on it. And actually, it's a great screen grab, as a matter of fact. So you get to see her in her uniform and everything. Okay, here we go. Looking through my pictures. Where's it at? I'll find it. So that's kind of what we got. I mean, it's an amazing cast. And just an amazing crew. The father and son team of Tim and David Stetson did all of our lighting and tech, all the G&E stuff. Okay, there you go. You should have the picture now.
I got it. Give me a second.
Okay. There's our happy Commander Cage. So the Stetsons came in. They do lighting professionally for events and stuff. And I've known these guys for years. We've done a ton of theater together. And they were like, really, we can come and play? So they pull up a whole wagon load of equipment and bring it in. And oh my God, we had everything you could think of to work with for lighting and whatnot. And so that's how we were able to get just such incredible quality in the footage, because we had all these great LED lights that are color changing and everything. And everything from large to small and all the cables to go with it. They also set us up for sound and everything else. Just an amazing job. And then we had Mark Strock, who used to work with Star Trek New Voyages, and he came just because he wanted to come and play, and so he did a dozen different things. Oh God, I'm forgetting someone. It'll come to me in a second. But anyway, who else was on our team? Well, Gary Karp was there. He's one of the producers, and he kind of did just production assistant kind of work. But it was invaluable because he was constantly firing off behind the scenes stuff and going, Facebook Live, and as we were shooting, he was giving play by play kind of stuff. So that was great. So Gary did a super job there. And we had some some kids come and visit the set one day, and that was really cool. And so they got the tour, and they were just geeking out over all the blinking lights and buttons and switches, and so that was a lot of fun to have some kids come on the set and get a look behind the scenes.
It's always fun to have people who've never been behind the scenes and only see it on the TV screen.
Oh, they were freaking out. They're
like,
out.
"What? I can't believe this." It's like, yeah, this is how it's
they
made.
were just freaking out. And then there's a local magazine here in Vermont called 7 Days, and they've got a guy, Ken Picard. Yeah, his name's Picard. Ken Picard came and he did a big splash on us in 7 Days magazine. So that was some nice publicity too. So
Then you came here, went downhill, didn't it?
Well, okay. Another question from the chat. Were there any memorable moments while filming?
Oh, geez. Oh my gosh. So many. It's hard to choose one. I think.
Okay, choose two.
Okay. Well, one was getting through 15 pages in a day.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, 15 pages in a day, and I'm talking an 8-hour day. So, and if you know anything about filmmaking, 15 pages in a day is insane.
And 8 hours is insane.
Yeah, and we did it. And
that's full makeup. The 8 hours is from makeup and everything, wardrobe, all the way through shooting.
Yes.
Everybody went home after 8 hours.
We went back to my place and got drunk.
That's pretty impressive. That is really impressive. I mean, let's see. Last show I was on,
my place and killed a whole bottle of whiskey and a whole lot of homemade mead. So
that's how you finish out a day, right there.
Now,
that's how you
just
do
to put
it.
That in perspective, I have worked. The last stuff I worked on was commercials. I haven't done anything like major. It's been going on probably 15 years since I actually worked on a film. But commercial wise, a commercial is maybe 3 or 4 pages, and you're looking at 16 to 17-hour days to finish 3 pages, and you guys cranked out 15 in a day. That's impressive.
Oh, the name I was forgetting, Ron Osman, who also helped out with New Voyages, and he came just because he wanted to play, and he had some things that he wanted to give to the production, some prop items, and he trucked halfway across the country to just come and play for 4 days. So the level of devotion and people that are willing to put themselves out there, I can't even find proper words of gratitude, at this point.
I tell you what, if I was closer and I didn't have the 3 kids, I'd be like, I would still come out here and I would do FX makeup for you all day long.
Well, I do too. So we would have fun.
Oh yes, I would love to be.
And let me say it now, right in front of everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome to come anytime you want. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, come and play. In fact, we've got some pretty serious alien makeup coming up.
Ooh. I might just have to do this.
Well, because we had to get rid of Orion Pirates, and in the Challenger episode, the Orion Pirates.
They're not Orions. They're Orions.
Orions.
Onions.
Oreoans.
Well, we had to dump that, so we created a race. They're still green, but they're a little more insectoid, and they're called the Parkesh.
There he is, right there with the camera.
Yep. So we're trying to figure out what they look like right now. I know there's definitely some carapace and mandibles going on, but I haven't figured out much beyond that. So.
Oh well, if you ever, I do that kind of stuff in my sleep, man. If you need a hand, just let me know.
Letting you know.
Okay, cool.
He,
I'm letting
he,
you
he
know.
literally does it in his sleep. One day he woke up.
Reach
and it was
out,
Peter
reach out to
Griffin.
me later. Contact me, please.
I will do
We'll
that.
talk.
Yes.
We'll have some fun. Oh my God.
Oh yes. Even if it's just doing concept work, dude, all over it.
But all right, you're in. You're
Okay.
on.
Well,
Okay.
you know what? I think we should probably switch gears just a hair, because we're already almost an hour into this, and I know there was other stuff we had to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's other stuff we got to talk about. And speaking of aliens, you know what? I don't have that trailer. I should have grabbed that one too. I don't have that one. 'Cause
Okay,
I want to
that's
start.
fine,
I want to
real quick.
start with. I want to start with the first thing that we got this week, and I know it's the Seth MacFarlane Orville.
Oh yes.
The
Oh,
link
yes.
is in the show notes.
Okay, I have them open. I just haven't looked.
Do you
I
need
didn't
the
grab
Alien
trailer.
Covenant trailer, Adam?
Huh?
The Alien Covenant trailer, or
I haven't seen. No, I actually have no interest whatsoever in that. I know how aliens movies are.
Yeah, I know. I want to see it anyway, though.
Yeah, but going to the Orville thing, I laughed when I heard the name the Krill.
Yes.
I was like, okay, so they're being attacked by tiny little shrimp. But when that trailer dropped, I mean, because I was like, the Orville, what are they talking about? And then it's like, oh, it's Seth MacFarlane. Oh dear Lord, it's Seth MacFarlane.
they should have called
He
him
was
Captain
He
Redenbacher.
was a huge Trekkie.
Yes, well, he was in Enterprise.
Twice.
Yes, he actually got chewed out by Trip twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just like I laugh. I mean, I was like, oh my God, this is so close to Star Trek. It's not even funny. And
But it's Galaxy Quest too.
it is. It's like Galaxy Quest, Star Trek, but it's a parody. How are they not getting sued? Oh wait, it's a parody. They're allowed. They could literally call him Captain Squirt and they'd get away with it. But I mean, it was okay then.
Sorry about that.
Roll out.
Transform.
Autobots.
No, that's what happens when I sit on my front porch and someone goes by on a motorcycle.
That was cool because I'm literally looking around, going, "Where'd he go?" Because we got that trailer, and everybody's been chomping at the bit for Star Trek Discovery stuff, and then Fox drops this thing, and I'm sure that stole some of the thunder of the stuff CBS did today.
Oh
Because
yeah.
it was
sure
just
did.
like, it's kind of like the Marvel DC thing. It's like Marvel DC drops an awesome trailer for something, and then Marvel's like, "Oh yeah, watch this," and then like 2 days later they dropped. I mean, we got a Wonder Woman trailer, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't think so," and they dropped a Thor trailer. But the Orville, I'm up in the air. Is it funny? Is it not going to be funny? Did they just show all the funny stuff in the commercial?
It's supposed to be a dramedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it will be pretty funny, especially since Adrian Palicki's in it.
Yes.
Well, they had Norm Macdonald as the voice of the
Oh,
squishy dude.
Norm Macdonald. Yes. He steps in Norm Macdonald and he goes, "Oh, crap. Sorry, man. Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine.
Did anybody else notice though that the Krill are basically what's his name from Beyond?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much so. I was like, that's where I said it's so close to what Star Trek has already done. It'll be interesting to see where they go in the next with it, just to see how far they can push the Star Trek themes before they start getting yelled at by legal.
Now I gotta ask, what's your favorite part of the trailer?
Of the trail,
The banana ray.
The banana ray, yes, that whole thing. So you banana ray. What about salads? Does it work on salads? I mean, that kind of thing.
Okay, I gotta say my favorite part is when the when the Krill commander is monologuing, and he says, "Just a second, could you take like 2 steps to your right? You're oddly framed."
Such a director.
And the guy is like, "What?"
See,
He's not wrong.
people say it's like, oh, it was such a cheap ripoff of Star Trek, but I can see a Starfleet captain doing that.
Yeah, it's like, why are you standing over there?
Personally, I flashed back to when Berlingoff Rasmussen beams onto the bridge of the D.
Oh yeah. You're standing
Yeah.
right where I needed to be.
He asks Picard to move over.
Yes, you're right where I need to be.
See, this goes to the whole, where Adam said they could call him, Captain Spurk. I literally think the Krill is a direct reference to the Aliens and Beyond, because what was the bad guy's name? Crawl.
Oh
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. Oh, I didn't even think about
they literally
that.
changed one letter.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. That is all it takes.
So here's the important question. Are we going to see Patrick Stewart make an appearance?
I hope so.
Oh,
Oh my
God, I
God.
hope so, because they're friends.
Yes, and they have to. I mean, either Patrick Stewart or William Shatner has to be on this show.
Well, they got Victor Garber.
Yes.
What?
That's
Yeah,
who's playing
the
the
Admiral at the beginning is Victor Garber.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't Frank's directing some of the episodes or
He
something?
is.
Oh, no. That's great.
So yes. Now,
See, that's everybody's like, why are you excited for this? It's Seth MacFarlane. Yes, but it's a live action Seth MacFarlane show.
Yes,
It's not
and-
animated. It's not,
It's not Family Guy.
Now, I was looking at McFarlane's Twitter feed, and there were some people really trolling him pretty hard, though. One of the comments was, "Oh, great! You've ruined westerns for everybody. Now you're going to ruin Star Trek too."
Oh yeah, Brandon Bragg
man.
is directing, and so is Robert Duncan McNeil.
I forgot Braga was working on it.
Well, we know that's going to be a time travel episode.
Favreau, man, Favreau's working on it. Oh my God!
I had
got
forgotten
pilots.
that. I had forgotten that Paris had moved behind the camera and was directing these days.
Oh yeah. It should be. I mean, it looks funny.
But what I really want to do is direct.
Yes. I might now. It would be kind of. I'm just thinking, being a Seth MacFarlane, an animated character showing up would be like an entire alien race that's nothing but animated characters. You know
Holograms.
that is something he would do.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, I mean, it's like when I saw that, I was like, oh, please get William Shatner to be on this show. Please get William Shatner to be on
Oh,
this show.
please God, yes.
Yes.
Because
And
Shatner is funny.
Yes.
Shatner's incredibly funny.
and so honestly, so is Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah.
I love him as a CIA director in
Yes.
American Dad.
Oh yes.
Yes, he is. He does a very good job on the comedy side of things. So I don't know. Well, but I still laugh because when that trailer, the trailer dropping for that, and Fox jumping on that one before CBS got theirs out, I was just like, ha, 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 they beat you to it.
Ding.
The sad thing about this is it's going to get canceled in one season after 14 episodes because it's on Fox.
Shut
Probably.
up. Stop
Except-
that.
Except it's Seth MacFarlane, so
That's
probably
true.
going to go for like 20
Yeah.
seasons.
I'm pretty
No,
sure he
no,
sold
no.
his soul to Fox.
No, it'll last, a couple episodes. They'll cancel it, and then somehow it'll magically come back.
Yeah.
Actually,
well, how
I'm-
many times did they cancel Family Guy? I mean, come on.
I'm
Twice.
glad that we didn't grab the trailer for that because we've already been foxed once, and we don't need to be foxed again.
Yeah, I can't believe we actually got Foxed, and it's
We
been like
did.
a year.
It's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years since we got Foxed.
It was before
Yes.
I was on the show.
It was before. Yes, it's been a long time. We got Jim. We got nailed for one of our shows on YouTube way back when we first started doing the show,
Why?
and I don't know. We don't
Still
know.
don't know.
They nailed us for a copyright violation.
What?
I don't know what we did, but it was only that show because we have other episodes still floating around out there on Holosuite and stuff, and none of those got hit. So I was like, oh, maybe it was the theme music. No, because we only use a 5-second clip from something from theirs. So I mean, it can't be that. I mean, it's within the boundaries that you're kind of allowed, but
Fair use. Yeah.
I don't know. We got nailed for something, and I could just imagine, even though it would be for commentary and there'd be no audio playing, it would still be the visuals. They would still nail us for it. I know it.
Oh, whatever.
Doesn't Fox have us blocked on Twitter as well?
Something like that. I don't know. I haven't gone through. I mean, the only Twitter block I know that I'm still worried about is Rob Liefeld. But
Well, could it?
Are you
could it be
actually
that
worried about that one, though?
no.
Well, could it be that you're just honest in your commentary and maybe
It could
you
have
say
been.
something? Sometimes you say things that some people just don't want you to say, and they get their panties in a bunch, and there you go.
Well, trying to
Shall remain a
think.
mystery.
What was the last X-Men film before Logan? When did that come out?
Days of Future Past? No, Apocalypse.
Days of Future Patent?
Yeah, Apocalypse.
I tried to say Days of Future Past.
Yeah, when did that come out?
Last year?
Okay,
It's been a while.
so
No, whatever we got nailed for, I don't know. And honestly, I think it's hilarious because they only nailed one show. I don't know if we showed an image that we weren't supposed to, because I know Fox is really big on that. If you show something like a picture from The Simpsons or any kind of thing, they jump all over that.
must have been
They
Fantastic
they
Four.
are hard. It might have been Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
the only
we
thing I can
ripped
think of.
that movie apart.
We did. We shredded that film long before the film even
Well,
came
and
out,
rightly
so it might have
so,
been that.
and rightly so. It was abysmally bad.
I feel so bad for the director on that because
We
Fox had their hands
ripped
all.
the idea of that movie apart.
Yeah, we ate that. We ate that film, spit it out, ate it again, pooped it out. It was all over. Yeah, I said poop. Yes, I have kids. Leave me alone. But okay, so we talked Seth MacFarlane, and Fox dropping before Discovery, and today we got the Discovery trailer, which I will air in all of its goodness with no audio as we talk.
And having looked at it, all I can say is I am disappointed.
Again, I don't know. I don't know if I'm disappointed or not.
I don't get it. I don't
just
get
wanna
it.
know who
I looked
started
at
the
it and I don't get
Klingons.
it. I'm going, what the hell, man?
James
Okay.
James Cawley said it the best when we first saw the image, and I joked about it on our Facebook page and on Twitter that there has been an awakening. Can you feel it? And it's like they're walking around like Ray, right in the beginning. Those
desert.
are Star Wars outfits. Those are not Star Trek outfits.
Yep.
Those are your bog standard science fiction desert outfits.
True. And then there's the ship, which I still don't understand why it looks so futuristic, but I don't know. Action-wise, it looks good.
I feel
Now, I
that
will
the
say
reason
I'm weirded out by the fins on the ship. Is
Fins
that
are a
the
little
captain's yacht or something?
But I feel the reason it looks so futuristic is it's going in the same sort of direction like Enterprise went, where instead of picturing, TOS was, conceptualized
product
as
of its time.
as a future of the time it was in. Just like TNG was a future of the time it was in, but Enterprise was a future of the time we were in. So I feel it's like continuing that theme of, we have things now that they didn't even have in Next Generation. So,
Well, coming up in my Facebook feed a lot lately is this image of a ship that's got kind of a ring drive on it, and it's all white and sleek and beautiful. And it's and people have been screaming about it being the first ship that will have
That's not
this
Mark
new drive
Rademacher's,
or
is
something
it?
like that.
I think he's talking about Mark
I
Rademacher's
don't
thing.
know, but it looked like that to me. It looked like that. It had a double ring drive.
That's
Or
Mark
it
That- yeah,
appeared to
that's-
have.
Yeah, that's the
That's the
XVC one.
IXS Enterprise.
I think he actually worked with NASA on that.
Yes. That was a
Yeah.
NASA design. Yes, that design was
Yeah, and it,
one of the scientists
and it
from
looks like
NASA.
and it looks like that ship. And I'm going, I'm looking at this, and I looked at it 2-3 times, and I'm thinking, okay, it's that ship, but why? Why that ship? Or are we going to show? Are we going to show some kind of progression of technology up to the point where we pick up the story?
Well, I don't.
And if that's what they're going to do, why show that ship of all ships? Because it makes no sense in the timeline to me.
Unless
it
they're
just seemed
doing-
out of play. It just seems so out of. It just baffled me. I'm going,
They
okay,
need
then,
to-
all right.
The biggest thing that Star Trek had the problem with is, well, the original series, I think, what they do 4 time travel episodes.
Uh-huh.
In the 72 that they did, the Next Generation, I don't think they ever traveled through time, did they?
They
No,
had the
not
loop
quite.
episode, technically.
Well, the
Well,
loop.
there was the loop episode. There was the episode when they went back in time and met past Guinan. With the
Oh,
Vidians.
yeah, they did.
Yes, and then there was
they went back
the-
in time and met Mark Twain.
That's the Guinan episode, yeah. Time
Yeah.
Zero?
Yep.
And
You
then
had
there was the last one.
alternate timeline episode when the sea shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they-
technically,
Yesterday's Enterprise, that was a time travel episode.
Yes.
Sort
Ish.
of.
Well,
Actually, it was an
technically, yeah.
alternate dimension kind of story.
technically, Inner Light could be considered a time travel
True.
episode.
But then,
Oh,
and
and
then
the
the
finale.
series
Sort
finale.
of, yeah.
Series finale was the
Oh,
time travel sort of.
When he takes Picard back to redo his Nausicaan
Yeah,
fight.
there was that. But was that a time travel story, or was that just more of a
His
Q?
mind.
Or was it Q just pulling a fast one?
Or was it all in his mind?
If we consider Inner Light one, we have to consider the Q one as well, because
True.
it all takes
Yeah, you
place
would have
in
to.
Picard's head.
To
And then-
be fair. Yeah, to be fair.
Deep Space Nine only did it once.
But TNG as a whole shied away from doing. We're going
Ac-
back in time.
Deep
Act-
Space Nine did it twice.
Actually, Deep Space Nine did it a couple times, because there was also the episode where they got caught in that interesting field around that planet and met their descendants.
And then there was
That's right.
Bell Riots.
They
Yeah.
yeah
There was
the
the Trials and
riots.
Tribulations.
Trials. If we're counting Inner Light, then O'Brien's prison sentence has to count.
What was the one where Jake Sisko is trying to get his father back?
The Visitor.
And
I think that's the name of the episode.
Not a time travel though.
and Tony Todd is playing the older version of Jake.
Still not a time travel episode though.
Yeah, it's The Visitor. It kind of is. It's just it's not focusing on the individual who's doing the time traveling.
Right.
It's a look into.
Oh, you could probably count the one where, what's her name? The O'Brien's daughter gets aged on that planet.
Oh, the transporter malfunction.
No, she fell through.
No,
a
she
portal
falls
thing.
through like a hole in time or something.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a stretch, honestly.
Yeah, that's more of a stretch.
Well,
So-
I missed so many DS9 episodes that I really can't speak.
And then Voyager had what?
Let's not talk about Voyager.
Well, it was Year of Hell.
Catfish.
Yeah, Year of Hell.
Year of Hell.
At least 4 or 5 separate
series
episodes of
finale.
Braxton alone.
The series finale. There was the one where they went back to
L.A.
L.A.
Yep.
There was the
Relativity, which
Relativity.
was the bomb, right?
Jesus.
Where they kept sending 7 back.
Yep.
Multiple sevens.
And they kept killing her.
Got better.
Still only counts as 1.
And then we have an Enterprise. Just about every episode with Barkley, or not Barkley.
Daniels.
Thank you. Yes, Daniels.
Oh, on TNG we kind of forgot Time Squared, where the Picard from 6 Hours in the Future shows up.
Right. That was an interesting one, actually.
And I guess you could kind of count A Matter of Time, the Berlingoff Rasmussen episode.
Well, where I was going with is we got to Enterprise, and the whole first season was all about temporal stuff, and they kept relying on the time travel stuff, and I'm really, really scared that this is where they're going with Discovery. This is going to be way too much time travel. Star Trek relied on time travel way too much. I mean, right? Even Star Trek 2009 was a time travel episode.
And the thing is, these time travel episodes are tricky, and you can really dig a hole under yourself doing them.
Having played through the temporal Cold War and the everything in STO, I am now very okay with time travel stuff.
Oh my god, we forgot what might be the second best DS9 time travel episode, which is Little Green Men.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
It's because it only focused on the Ferengi, and they charge us to remember.
Nobody likes the Ferengi, except Nog.
I think we
Everyone
owe
loves
them
Nog.
I think we owe them 5 bars of Gold Press Platinum now. Each.
Yeah, probably.
Guess what? I left the trailer on too long, and YouTube nailed us.
Whoopsie.
We gotta. You might be blocked because we're detecting copyrighted content. I was like, it's for commentary. We didn't get to comment on it.
I do like how the Bridge of the Shenzhou is on the bottom.
Is it
Now,
on the
are
bottom?
we sure that
Yup.
Discovery is doing time travel?
I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We are all hypothesizing it.
I'm hypothesizing it, but you actually made me say that, Alistair. Thanks.
You're welcome.
The way things have been leaked or shown, it's like what happened to the ship that we saw, or the idea that they were going to go with the Macquarie stuff and update that. Now all of a sudden we have this other ship and the bridge and all this other stuff. We don't know. Are they time travelers that meet up with old Klingons, or they get shot back? We don't know, because the Klingons don't look right. They
Dear
don't.
God, they don't look right. I would even, well, first I'm going to probably be odd man out here. I kind of like. I mean, I love the original Klingon design with the big forehead. I love Worf's Klingon design, but I was okay with the JJ redesign.
I actually like
this,
those.
This design is just horrendous.
There were stuff that
Not happy.
Totopoulos did with the original, or with the reboot Klingons that I kind of wish they had actually done. If you've seen some of the concept work he did for their Klingons, where they had all the like the metal plates on the ridges and stuff, and their hair was braided with metal armor on it and stuff, it was really cool. And I was like, why did you not go with that? I mean, I don't mind the piercing look that they did, but some of the other stuff was better. But then when I saw these Klingons, I was like, okay, they don't have hair, so that's kind of like the JJs. And then it looks like they have an extra set of nostrils.
I don't know, but we do kind of get the idea that Michelle Yeoh is not going to make it out of the first episode or two, considering Isaacs is the captain of the Discovery.
That's why I don't think they're on the Discovery.
They're not on the Discovery.
They're not.
That's the Shinzo. That's been confirmed.
Okay, where's the Shinzo from? What time frame?
Yes.
Same time frame.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm still confused. Did it
The impression I'm getting is that Sonequa Martin Green's character is recommended by Michelle Yeoh's captain to command a ship, which would be the Discovery, and she doesn't get it. She becomes first officer instead.
She probably pulls her Riker, turns it down, and says, I'll take... Something probably happens in those first 2 episodes where...
Well, she probably doesn't get it, because the whole scene's like, Federation doesn't fire first, but we have to.
Was she raised on Vulcan, or did I just imagine that part of the trailer?
It did look like she was...
Possibly even
maybe part Vulcan, or she has very close relations with the Vulcan.
I got the impression she maybe was raised by Sarek.
To have relations on Vulcan.
My.
Well,
gonna have relations. Gonna have relations.
Well, here's the question: if we're going that route, Wolfie, are we going to have mention of Spock then throughout the series?
I wouldn't see why not.
Well, if Sarek is going to be on the series at least a little bit, I mean, it might come up. But this is the period where he's not talking to Spock also.
That's true.
We might see a younger Spock at the Academy.
Guest starring Zachary Quinto.
But we could see Cybok.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
See, I'm totally okay with Zachary Quinto playing a younger Spock, or even, being digitally aged to play an older Spock in the Prime universe, simply because he plays Spock so well.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, I think the entire cast of the JJ Trek movies is terrific. It's the stories that I had a problem with.
And then there's
Thanks, Lindelof. What?
And then there's Carl Urban, who just took the role and ran with it.
I got a question. Completely off the subject of this. Why is Chris Pine not in the Chips movie? He looks so much like his father all of a sudden. It's freaking me out. And those who don't know, his father played the Chief on Chips.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Look at a picture. He's doing the press tours for Wonder Woman right now, and he grew a beard, and he's starting to gray in the beard and stuff. He looks just like his father.
Wow, freaky.
It freaked me out. I was like, why are you not in the Chips movie?
I am so looking forward
because
to
the Chips movie is a comedy.
Is it just me, or is Wonder Woman being poorly promoted?
I feel like it is, but at the same time, they're probably promoting it more on TV, and nowadays most of us in this group don't watch as much TV as we do. It'd about be the same for you.
True.
They are promoting it pretty heavily on television.
I think the only thing I dial into now is Better Call Saul, and after that, I really don't watch a lot of TV.
Unless they're showing it between like Paw Patrol and Mickey Mouse, I'm not watching it.
You're the parent. You're the boss. You don't have to watch another episode of Paw Patrol.
No. You've seen that meme going around where they call up asking for the head of the household. I just hand my phone to the kid and go back to watch Paw Patrol. Like, yeah. They own that remote, and from the moment they wake up until 8 o'clock at night when they go to bed.
I hate to change the subject again, but that is a disturbing rumor. Apparently, people are pushing for Charlie Hunnam to be James Bond.
No,
why not?
I would rather Idris Elba, honestly.
Oh yes.
Well, we've all said we'd rather Idris Elba on 04.
Just to hear him say Bond. James. Oh yeah, that'd be
Oh
awesome.
my god.
But no,
Yes.
what would be actually wrong? He's actually not that bad.
Not that
No.
bad. He's great. I mean,
No,
it's-
no.
what,
Charlie,
what he did in Pacific Rim just floored me. Oh my god, his performance in Pacific Rim was just splendid.
Well, Pacific Rim was with that movie that is like, what's with all this good acting? What's with all this good story? I thought this was supposed to be a, just a shit show.
The way Hunnam is in Pacific Rim is why I don't want him to be Bond. He's too similar to Craig's Bond. He would be too similar. You want somebody different to me.
Well, do
I
you
like
want?
Craig.
Do you? Yeah. Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Do you want a lighthearted Roger Moore kind of Bond, or do you want a Sean Connery kind of Bond?
Do you want the passive aggressive beat your woman, or do you want the actual beat your woman into submission?
Well, Craig is more of a Timothy Dalton Bond.
Yes or no? Have you stopped beating your wife?
Yeah, dude, that's kind of a harsh comparison, though, because Timothy Dalton's Bond was not of the higher caliber Bonds.
But Dalton was awesome as Bond. It was the scripts that were a little
That's
off.
true. He did.
Yeah. He suffered from bad scripts. Poor guy.
And he
I
didn't
thought he
want
was
to be.
great.
They wanted to keep him, but he didn't want to be typecast, so he left.
Well, yeah, and poor Pierce Brosnan got so screwed because of Remington Steele. What a horrible thing to happen to the guy.
His last Bond was not his last one. The one before that, which was the one where he got tortured and beaten in the beginning. Was that the last one?
Casino Royale. No, that was Casino Royale.
No,
Uh,
Casino
Brosnan
Royale was.
He's talking about when he's a prisoner of the North Koreans.
That's it. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. It jumped the shark with the car.
Yeah, and he took that monkey spot of the junk, man. That was rough.
Yeah,
that's Craig.
That's Craig.
Yeah, that was Craig.
Yeah,
That
Casino Royale was.
That was one of the most
Craig.
harsh things I've ever seen in a Bond film. That was beyond, man. Oh God.
Adam's talking about the one where they have
The
that
North Koreans
horrible
torture
surfing scene
Die Another
starting
Day.
the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
was
think that was
talking-
Die Another Day.
I was talking Craig in his pictures where they put him on that.
that was the
seat.
first one.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah,
That
the
was-
first one.
that
I thought it was the second one.
No, it was.
Wow, that was just so harsh. Oh my God.
Lashifra does it in the first movie. He puts him on
Yeah.
the seat and starts hitting him with the knotted rope.
You know what's really
Mads
sad?
plays that character so well.
Quantum of Solace, even though the film is completely, I still don't understand it to this day. I mean, the movie just goes all over the place. It was a really good Bond film, and I don't know why. I mean, I've watched it multiple times. I'm like, what the hell is going on in this movie?
I just loved how the last Bond film pulled everything together right at the end, and suddenly we're in the leather-clad room, and Money's in the outer office, and everything fell into place at that point. It was like, all right, everything is as it should be. Let's go.
I
They
think
killed
the
Judi
reason.
Dench, though.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about that because I love Judi Dench.
Well,
M,
I
she
don't
was
know
awesome.
how much longer she can act anyway.
Well,
Her eyes
yeah, I
are
know
going.
she's no spring chicken, but the thing
Well,
is,
no, it's not that her eyes are going. She's going blind, if I remember correctly.
poor dear. That's awful because I love her to death. She's just amazing.
Yes, she was so good as M.
Oh God,
I'm
yes.
glad they kept her on. I was like, oh, cool. That's why I still think that it's multiple people. James Bond is just a code name.
Well, you guys know why the original Moneypenny actress left the series, right?
No.
She thought when that M retired that she was going to get promoted to M, and they decided that a woman couldn't be in charge of James Bond.
Oh, well, Judi Dench proved him wrong.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
shit.
gonna
man.
say Brosnan's run proved them wrong.
I mean, she was just cast iron. It was perfect.
Speaking of Wonder Women,
Yes.
yes.
Wonder Woman.
I so want this movie to be good.
So,
Everything
so do
I'm
I.
hearing from like shows I watch about movie insiders and stuff like that, it's better. I'm trying to remember what movie they said it was better than.
It can't be better than Captain America: The First Avenger.
It's close to it. That's what they were saying.
They're saying, yes,
Really?
a lot of people are comparing it to that, which, in my opinion, is one of the top 2 Marvel films. I'm a sucker for that time period. I've read some really good reports about it. Some other people that are just like, but they said the same thing about Batman. They made them sign contracts, all the people that saw it, and they weren't allowed to say bad things about it. And then the critics got a hold of it the next week, and it just shredded it. They shredded it. But
what's everyone's thoughts on Affleck's Batman? I'm just curious.
I like him as Batman.
I do too.
But I
miss
like
him
a
after
dark,
Justice League.
brooding Batman that doesn't pull punches.
They just had to give him a good script.
Yes. We had this conversation last week. I mean, and I honestly see Ben Affleck's Batman as the next step of Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah.
Where it's like Michael Keaton's Batman, I could see Michael Keaton's Batman being the guy that just, he had too much, he's taken too much, and he's done pulling his punches, and he's just gonna kick ass.
Yep.
Yep, that's why Michael Keaton is now the Vulture.
He could so play Batman. He could do an old Bruce Wayne. If they ever did a Batman Beyond, they gotta put him in that role.
Oh, I wish they would.
He would be awesome as an old Bruce Wayne. Because what did I just watch? The Founder. About the McDonald's thing? There is not a role that man takes that he does not own.
Right?
Is it wrong that part of me, if they do a live-action Batman Beyond, wants Adam West to get the nod?
So it's a shouting match you want. Oh!
He could play Alfred.
Oh!
If only he has the kitten crossbow.
Kitten Cannon?
Kitten cannon. Who names a kitten? Fred?
That was such a good game. I remember I used to be in computer class in school, and we'd get done with our work and load up Kitten Cannon. Let's go.
Oh. But I don't know, the stuff I'm seeing, Wonder Woman, and then the Justice League. I was really worried about Momoa playing Aquaman, and then I saw him go, dressed like a bat. I dig it. And then jumping on the Batmobile, I was like, yep, he's got it. Yep. I'm all with it.
What sold me on Momoa was somebody asking, "Can you swim?" Dude, I'm Hawaiian.
Well, I said this last week, and I'll say it again. The biggest thing that I'm enjoying so far about what we've seen from Justice League is it looks like Wonder Woman is running the team.
And that would only make sense. Because she's the senior member, if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's her time to run it. I mean, like you said, she's the most senior member, but she's a princess for one thing. She grew up as a leader. Why has she not run it before now?
It's a logical progression at this point, I think.
In this instance, yes. Previously, comics-wise, no. And I think it's because typically Batman's more the leader when he's around.
But Batman doesn't usually even consider himself an official member of the Justice League.
But he still leads. If you read the books, he is always the one either calling the shots or he's, I mean, even if they don't listen to him or they're like, "Who made you boss?" they still do it.
Well, it always seemed that Superman was the official leader.
Yeah, but he did.
Well, right. Well,
also half the time Superman doesn't know what he's doing.
He's kind of dead. He's regenerating.
True.
He's
That's
regenerating.
True. I want to know how they're going to pull that one off. In the comic books, he wasn't impaled. I mean, the dude put a 6-inch spiked bone through his chest and out his back.
6 inch, more like 12.
Okay, whatever. It's still, I mean, he was impaled and then pulled himself further down it to stab which I still don't. It's like, why'd you put the spear through him? Wouldn't it do more effective in the heart and not through it?
It was he was run through, and
I guess.
How do you come back from that? I know, but he is Superman, so I don't know.
As long as he loses the attitude, we're good.
Did you come? We're all over the place now, and this is awesome. This is the way the show's supposed to be. Did you see recently that the writers of both Hulk and Superman have admitted that the Hulk would beat Superman? Because I don't understand that. Superman is impervious.
Well, they also said it depends on which version of Hulk and which version of Superman, because there are two official Supermen and two official Hulks.
Well, I gotta say, if Doomsday can kill Superman, I would say that the Hulk would be able to.
I would say that the Hulk could beat him within an inch of his life.
I don't
'Cause-
know.
but
'Cause
not
the-
quite. But not quite kill him.
Because the basically came down if it was Clark Kent's Superman versus either of the Hulks, Superman would win because Superman is smart enough to know when to stop a fight.
Yeah.
And that causes the Hulk to the whole get stronger the angrier he gets thing to kind of nullify. But
Right.
they said if it's the new Superman, oh god,
Superman.
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 Hey, it's Superman.
Well, now here's
Wait,
the
are we
thing.
talking
If it's
Sunshine
the
Superman?
Oh,
if it's the
we're gonna get all Earth, Wind, and Fire here now.
if it's the genetically created Superman that they read about in the article from like China or something, either Hulk would simply tear him apart simply because of how young and brash he is. He would just continuously antagonize either Banner or Amadeus to the point where Hulk is strongest there is. It just ripped them apart.
I gotta say, I'm reading that
Well-
new Superman book, and it's actually not bad.
That's actually
Now-
the way with the new book, or the current series, is actually that's the original Superman, and then they merged the new 52, but it's still mostly the original. So the new 52 Superman no longer, he's gone.
Yeah, but
I
it's
will-
just
I
Superman.
refuse to accept the new 52. I'm sorry.
He doesn't
guys.
exist anymore. It doesn't matter.
But I
No,
believe
refuse
the-
to accept the new 52.
Again, he doesn't exist. You
I'm
don't have to worry about him,
I'm old school, and that's that.
and that's
So,
who you have.
Yes.
Yes.
No, technically, he
Refuse
does
to
exist.
accept.
He is merged with the old Superman.
Did you just hear me?
Yes.
I just said he doesn't
Even
actually exist.
DC has pretty much said the new 52 is dead.
Well, that's why they're doing the
But-
whole Watchmen thing.
But anyways, the other reason that Hulk would beat Superman is I believe the current theory is that the radiation emitted by kryptonite is gamma radiation.
No.
Oh dear.
Oh,
No.
that would pretty much
That's a
nullify his
cop-out.
powers anytime he got in
no,
range
I'm
of a
sorry.
nuclear reactor.
No.
They've already done a comic anyway where Hulk and Superman fight, and it was a draw.
Once.
That's all you needed.
No, there was the one he did beat the Hulk once.
Not the book that I got.
No, if you get Superman and the Hulk in the ring, I'm sorry. It's a fait accompli that Superman's going to kick his ass eventually. I'm not saying that he's going to bring him down right away, but it's going to be a hell of a battle. But
If
but
the
I
fight
just don't
took
see
place-
the Hulk bringing down Superman.
If the fight took place on Earth, the Hulk could win. If the fight took place
No.
outside of Earth, where, let's see, Hulk still needs to breathe. He doesn't have gills. He can't breathe in a vacuum, and all Superman have to do is fly
Gills
him
wouldn't
into
help
space.
with that.
Huh?
Yep.
Gills would not have helped with that.
No, but I mean, there has been. Oh well, he can live in outer space. He's the Hulk. I was like, yeah, but for how long? All
Right.
he has to do is take him to the moon. What's he gonna do? Jump back? Well, he could probably.
Yeah, he
Well,
could.
It's hard to say, but that would be an option, wouldn't it? Take him
Yeah.
outside the atmosphere, and that would weaken him considerably. You would think.
Yeah. Toss him into the sun. I mean, seriously, Superman in Injustice did just that. He threw people into the sun. He threw a planet into the sun. I mean, Superman. I think this dumbing down that they did of Superman. Well, he's too powerful, and
Well,
they
yeah,
did
but
it throughout
They
the
did have to
years.
depower
I
him.
thought the other current consensus on the Hulk was that his strength has no upper limit.
It
Oh,
doesn't.
Okay, crossover time. Superman versus Galactus.
Which one?
Well, take your pick.
Kirby Galactus,
Yes. Yes.
Classic Galactus. Okay.
classic
Yes.
Galactus.
Class
Up in
Galactus. Class Galactus.
Because
Up
there
the
is
space
ultimate.
fort.
There is the Ultimate Galactus, which actually merged with a classic one, which makes him an even more powerful Galactus.
Well, Galactus is a celestial, yes.
No,
No.
No?
he's,
no? I
he's
thought
a
he was.
survivor of the previous universe.
Okay. But that's still an interesting. But which Superman are we talking? Like Golden Age Superman? We talking Silver Age Superman? Modern Superman?
Okay, let's just best case scenario.
Okay, Silver Age Superman. So we're talking 70s and 80s Superman.
Sure.
Galactus would win that fight.
Yeah, but what a battle. Oh my God.
Yeah, it would be universe destroying.
Epic.
There is another hero that would beat Superman if he didn't have a heart condition.
Who's got a heart condition?
What?
Strong Guy has a heart condition.
One Punch Man.
No, Strong Guy is a mutant who you hit him and it increases his strength, and he then can hit you harder than you hit him.
And so on.
Every
and
time,
so on.
every time Superman hits him, he gets stronger. The only problem is that he gets a heart condition now. So once his strength gets past a certain point, he keels.
Oh, so
over.
he one punch and then he's dead.
Ooh,
It's over
Sean
that- it'd go over that
O'Halloran
point.
is in the Twitch chat room.
Sean's the Twitch.
Yes, he is.
I shared the link around some.
What's up, Sean? You missed all the cool stuff. Now we're just talking.
You guys have to promise me that we're going to talk Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Of course.
at some point.
Yep.
We
Okay.
have to.
Move
well, we
me
can
to
move-
another room.
We
while
absolutely
you do
have to
that.
talk Guardians.
Yes, we will move Wolfie because even though he now has really no excuse considering it's been like almost 2 weeks.
I have the perfect excuse: money.
That's a good.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I win that argument, and I still went to go and see it.
Illegal channels. Oh, I'm sorry. What? But no, we can move Wolfie off and we'll talk. But I want Jim. Do you watch Agents of Shield?
No, I haven't been watching it. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Let's
We're gonna
touch on
spoil it
that
for
real
you.
quick before we go into the Guardians thing. So
I'll sit back and enjoy the show.
Okay. Okay.
Ghost Rider went to the Doctor Strange School of Magic.
Did you? Oh, cool.
I noticed
seriously. That was like. That's the
That was
that was the
awesome.
Doctor Strange portal.
That was,
That
the
was
tie-
the-
that was the tie.
Put it in a
Sling ring.
circle and
Yeah.
everything.
I was like, okay, so they tied it in.
And oh my god, the Ghost Rider graphics just keep getting better and better and better.
It was kind of anticlimactic the way Ada was taken out of the show. It really
Yeah,
was.
a little bit, but it also,
Yeah, but they were
there's
just
this
building to the ending.
there's this big giant plot hole as well. The Russian LMDs.
No,
You
there's
know?
still more out there.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
still
they
Yeah,
never
heads
did
still-
take him all the
there's
way
heads.
out.
Now, I laughed when that last scene showed up because I mean the whole show was very emotional with the whole Fitz thing and the back and forth with that
Hope.
and yeah, it was like
The feels.
It was a very
all-
good episode.
it was well done. It was touching, but I mean that last 5 minutes where it was like Ghost
Here,
Rider doing
there,
the whole
everywhere.
doing that. I mean, once he did that, even I mean, my wife was watching it with me. She goes, "Did you? It was Doctor Strange." I was like, "Yes, it was Doctor Strange." So,
And
and
what's
it was really
crazy
cool.
now the show is going in a whole nother direction.
And it's funny because she was watching it upstairs, and I came downstairs because my phone was plugged in, and I wanted to talk with you guys in the chat back and forth about it. And my phone still died, so that's why I disappeared. But she came running downstairs. She goes, "What the heck was that?" And instantly, when I saw that last scene, he's in outer space, and he sees this thing. They are so connecting it back to the movies because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be the precursor for Infinity War. And I read that in an article this morning on one of them, Geek Tyrant or whatever it was, IO9. Someone had the exact same theory.
And I think that ties in with the Inhumans too, because that is, as far as we know, no military or government organization on Earth has full space travel capabilities.
Now, was that a variant on the tech from Iron Man that froze them?
Yes.
No, I don't think it was because the stuff in Iron Man, and we've even seen that in Shield. It doesn't freeze people's perception the way it seemed to freeze theirs. It causes them like paralysis, and you can
Well,
see
that's
like
why I was saying
veins and
variant.
stuff.
That's why I was saying variant.
That was straight up, Men in Black sort of stuff.
Now, this is where, do you think it's Sword?
That's my theory. Is it's probably Sword.
Where S.H.I.E.L.D. it's not going to be Agents of Sword?
Well,
I will say they went out of their way not to show us who was in the shadows, who that guy really was.
I think the first arc is going to be Sword and Shield. That's what they're going to call it.
Sean, we're so sorry. He's like, I'm 13 episodes behind. Spoilers, I'm out. We always
Jesus, dude.
We do. We always spoil S.H.I.E.L.D.
Now, if you guys want to talk Walking Dead, I'm all in.
We don't watch it.
Oh, sure. I'll talk about all the episodes of Walking Dead I've seen. No, I've just
Dead
got
silence.
Because we
yeah.
don't care for it.
I don't do
Oh,
zombies.
that's too bad. That's too bad.
Why do they always have to have Daisy flirting with somebody? That was about the only part that I was just kind of meh on.
I don't think she was flirting. She just likes him. She's friendly to him.
No, did you see the looks they were sharing?
She
Yeah.
was quaking.
Oh,
In her
my
boots.
God.
There it is. There's the first one of the night.
You're welcome.
Ones are free, folks.
What was it?
She's quaking.
So I've got a question in regards to Shield, the Shield Doctor Strange
Yes.
thing. Are we going to be seeing Buffalo Custard Bath in the series then?
What?
buffalo custard bath.
What
Buffalo.
Did you see the
Buffalo.
infograph of like,
Custard
here's
bath?
your Benedict Cumberbatch name?
Custard bath.
Buffalo custard bath.
That's Dr. Buffalo Custard Bath.
Oh my god.
Doctor, it's strange.
That's
You know
the
what,
best,
though? Who am I to
that's the
judge?
best
That'd be
one I've
kinda
heard
cool.
yet. Oh my God, Buffalo custard bath.
Well,
Oh my
now
God, I'm
but-
stealing it. I'm stealing it.
Talk about reviving an old joke for this show.
hear me out. The whole back to the Infinity War thing. Remember how we talked? Was it last week or the week before? Where I was like,
Like 70 characters.
they have to be in that film. There has to be a reference or something to the other teams and the other heroes out there, especially with the Inhumans and all this other stuff that's going on with the Kree and all that other stuff. And now they're in outer space.
Well, and with Kevin Feige saying, yes, S.H.I.E.L.D. is still connected to the movie universe.
Yes. So and we've got the Defenders coming out and all. They're gonna tie it all up because they're saying that there's going to be something new.
Well, and see, that's why I had trouble staying engaged with Shield was because it seemed
Sweet
so,
God.
What was that?
It
I have an
seems
idea.
it seems so separate from everything else that I just had a hard time sticking with it.
Well, we
Oh.
got Lady Sif.
Yeah.
Eh,
I have an idea. The perfect way for them to tie into the Defenders into the Marvel MCU. But an Infinity Stone. That's what the hand is guarding. Is that last Infinity Stone. That's how they're resurrecting me. Is the Soul
Dude,
Stone.
if this happens, I'm coming to your
Maybe.
house and I'm going to pop you in the head. Just because. Just because. Be like, how did you think of this and none of us... Like, wait a second. How come... Ugh.
You're welcome!
Either
you
that-
are the closest to him.
Yeah, either that or it's like, for some odd reason, maybe we're going to get a call from Marvel going, you guys got to keep that on
well,
the
at one
down low.
point wasn't Marvel talking about doing a Defenders movie, but then they just kind of dropped it like a bad habit. What
They
happened?
made an 8-episode TV show.
Yeah,
Well,
they made it the show. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, but what a lost opportunity.
I think it'll work better as the
Yeah,
series.
I
they're
think
doing
it'll
now.
look better as
Especially
a miniseries.
with, oh my god, what's her name? Sigourney Weaver? No, it's not it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sigourney
okay.
Weaver's playing the bad guy. But yeah, I mean, they're going to come full circle. They said there's what? Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, they
and
still
that's
haven't given
it,
a
right?
name for the
Feige?
fourth one yet, but everybody's going around saying Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, well, but then Feige said that next phase might not be a phase. They don't
They
know.
may not.
I don't.
They may not do anything.
Yeah, they might just say, okay, we've had our run, we've made our money, let's do something else.
Well, at one point I was hearing that in Infinity War they're pulling everybody in.
Well, that's
everybody.
they were talking 70 characters, and I'm like, there aren't 70 characters in the MCU.
Guardians, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you add it all up, it's still not 70 characters, which leads me to believe now that there's been a whole lot of talk when, what's his name, when Feige comes out and he's like, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's like, wait a second. We're not in bad terms with Fox. I mean, that was out of the blue. It's like no one brought up Fox. I mean, it's like, yeah, we got the Sony deal. All of a sudden, he's talking about Fox, and we're good, and we got this character, and we can do this, and it's all good. How much you want to bet we're going to see the X-Men and Fantastic Four in that film?
They're
Please,
gonna.
yes.
It's the reality breaking
Oh,
thing. I called that
man.
one. If it happens,
Oh.
I'm gonna claim. I
But-
called it.
By the way, Tade, you're not the only one to come up with that idea. Somebody on Screen Rant did a list of how Marvel can introduce the Soul Stone to the MCU, and number 5 is Sigourney Weaver has it in the Defenders.
Damn it.
Damn.
Well, if they
Nobody
do
pays
that-
attention to Screen Rant anyway.
If they do that, that'll be the nerdgasm of the century, man.
Do we
Poor
know
guys in
if
DC,
no,
what we got?
the person
What we
who
got?
plays No who has been cast in the Defenders? Because we know
But
Electra is in it.
I will say this also. Number 2 on that list is Odin has it under his eye patch.
You know.
But Odin got his eye patch removed, though, didn't he?
Oh!
In the second Thor?
No.
No.
Well, when he was laying in the... Did they leave it on?
They left it on.
Now, is it just me or that scene in the trailer for Ragnarok where Thor goes, "Oh, I know him from work."
I love that scene so much.
I hate to say it, but that's them making those sketches about Thor being in Australia canon. Because that's the way he talks in those sketches.
I know him from work. It just blew me away. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
There's another thing though that no one seems to have mentioned with the way that Thor looks, especially when he goes to fight, Hulk.
With the haircut.
Yeah, he looks just like unworthy Thor.
Yes.
Well, yeah, his hammer gets destroyed.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with being unworthy.
Thereby rendering him unworthy. Yeah.
If the hammer's destroyed, then it doesn't matter about being worthy, unworthy. The hammer's destroyed, which is not what happened in the comics. He got told a thing, and that's when he's like, "I'm not worthy to wield this hammer."
So
It's kind of a
Okay.
And how are they going to resolve? How are they going to resolve the destroyed hammer? Because Thor without his hammer
He gets the ultimate hammer.
well, the hammer will
no,
find a
he
way.
did in the comics.
The hammer's in his pants.
Nope, the hammer. I still say the hammer will find a way.
Well, yeah, because in the comics.
Okay, you just broke the gym.
I'm good at doing things like that.
Yeah, he does. Currently in the comics, Thor with Jane Foster as Thor.
Yes.
The hammer is actually just a receptacle holding in like this monumental storm in it. So, and that storm is sentient.
Well, speaking of Jane Foster, there's rumors she's in Thor Ragnarok.
I thought those were debunked.
They're not denying that she is or isn't. When someone asked, he goes, "Well," and then someone asked her, I think, too, and she was kind of just nonchalant about it.
And I thought that was an interesting casting choice.
Okay, I will say number 12 on the list is Hela has the Soul Stone, and that she's a composite character, being the Asgardian goddess of death, that she's also the version of death that Thanos is in love with.
That's a hella horrible reason.
Wow.
Damn it.
Mind blown.
That one hurt, Adam.
As an amusing side note, for the Infinity Gauntlet or whatever they're going to name it.
Hey, that's my rim shot. Don't do
Yes,
that.
it is.
If they, they actually do the whole reality got broken, and that's how we get X-Men in, and the Fantastic Four in. What if they just, as a joke, they just get these little rips and see either scenes or the other characters from other dimensions, universes jump in, and that's where Luke Skywalker appears.
But which Fantastic Four do we get?
Definitely not the one that has Captain America.
Oh, no, I would much rather have that one.
That would
The
be
early 90s Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
that would be
my
interesting if they did that and they got Evans to play both Rogers and
Johnny.
That would be funny.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You look familiar.
I was just playing more of the idea.
Hey,
they sound
nice
like
jawline.
Mickey Mouse shows up and Luke Skywalker.
And which of the X-Men do we get? That's another big question.
Wolverine.
Please let it be Logan.
well,
Please let it
We
be Logan.
need a Logan. We need a Logan Hulk fastball.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like they couldn't afford more, you guys.
I'm still going
Deadpool.
with my theory that we just see what's his name bomb on screen, and when they ask him who he is, he goes, "I'm the Badger."
Well, of course. I mean, this is all just like fan wank stuff, but we'll find out in a year. It is a year, right?
Yep. I think so.
I did just remind myself. Did you guys ever, because I mentioned the hey nice jawline, did you guys ever watch the director's commentary for the Avengers?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Joss Whedon's like, here we have one of the reasons we picked Chris Evans. He's getting ready to show you the greatest jawline in cinematography.
If if they do the Fantastic Four thing, there needs to be a whipped cream joke between Johnny Storm and Captain America.
I don't even like whipped cream.
Language.
See, that would
Oh,
be
wait
funny.
a minute. You just said wank. So what's the problem?
We try
No,
to
you-
keep it. We try to keep it a hard PG-13. We're allowed one
okay,
F word in
okay,
the entire show.
Okay.
Wh-
No,
which
no, no.
which
No,
reminds
we
me.
won't do that.
Which reminds me, Tate.
No, I haven't done it in weeks.
I
I have
won't-
got a record going. I have not done it in weeks.
I won't.
Oh,
I
will
will
I
break
will
you.
not work
I'll
blue.
break
I
you.
will not work blue.
I will pop out a pun so bad that you will have to say it.
Oh, I'll do that. I'm happy to do that, but I won't.
Is that a challenge, Adam?
We
It
got
is.
half an hour and we haven't even started touching on. We haven't started touching the Guardians of the Galaxy yet.
They haven't even started touching the dude.
Well, we're waiting.
Just don't forget them to. I'll move to another room and bring you back when you.
We'll bring you back.
Guardians.
We can do a real quick review because random movie that was seen recently, was at least by me. King Arthur: Legend of the Sword.
Oh,
That any good?
I've
Yes.
heard that was actually pretty fantastic for
It's
what it was.
it's really really good.
Everything I read said it was really really bad.
I know, and they're all full of crap.
okay then.
Let me put it this way: if you're really into like the mythology of King Arthur and whatnot,
I am.
then you'll probably really enjoy this because even though they mix in some nice historical bits, because it's really based in Roman history. So Londinium has a lot of Roman architectural holdovers still there. So you get to see London for that time period. But they also do their own thing. And it's Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie doesn't really do a bad film. And the cast and stuff is great. The weakest one is like there's a mage character, and if you go see the film, then you'll notice. And even then, it wasn't that bad.
It's just it for me. It's so hard to top Excalibur.
Well, don't look at it as trying to top. It's a fantasy film, and honestly,
I know.
You're going to see more people trying to compare it to Lord of the Rings, and it's
What,
it's
you didn't
different.
think
Well, sure,
Richard-
sure, but for me,
Richard
Excalibur
Gere
is
First Night was the best.
No. Excalibur set the bar.
Well,
Or
in this
the Arthur
case,
myth.
they did a really good job. I mean, the guy who plays King Arthur, we were talking about him earlier,
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam. He encapsulated that role really, really well. They do take a different turn, and that's perfectly fine because the mythology, there's some really questionable things that happens in it. So, yeah, it's not a very fantasy-oriented guy. I really enjoyed it. It was really good.
Why is Digimon Hansu in an Arthur movie?
What?
Why is Digimon Hansu in a King Arthur movie?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm looking at a picture in this article, and Digimon Hansu is standing next to Charlie Hunnam, and I'm trying to figure out what he's doing there.
That was Morgan Freeman in Robin Hood.
There's a good question.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the fourth one in that way. He's supporting. He's actually. Trust me. It's the people who are saying, "Oh, it's really, really bad." I don't know what they were looking
Morgan
for.
Freeman, man.
I don't know what they're looking for. It's really, really good. Trust me.
It's at the Geek Easy. Just so we buck the system. When it comes to bad reviews, we usually sit there and go, well, I know I go into a film going, I'm not looking for Olivier. I'm not looking for an art film. I want to be entertained. If I'm entertained and I walk out of the film and I'm entertained, then I can start to pick it apart and look at it and go, okay, but if I walk out entertained, there are times like say Star Trek Into Darkness, I walked out entertained, but I was like, God, that was a horrible Star Trek movie, but it still entertained me.
Yeah, in this case, using the IMDb scale, I gave it an 8. Higher than Battleship. I mean, it would have been more like 8.5 if I could. And the special effects that they used for it frankly, all I can say, it's really good. Ignore the critics in this one. You should go see it.
Okay.
I'll go up and you guys bring me back. when you're done
We'll
with
bring you back down.
Guardians.
It's all what, we got
Guardians.
20 minutes? We
Guardians.
can yell 20 for 20 minutes.
Guardians.
Guardians.
Hey, we don't even have to. We're not necessarily on a timetable anymore.
Technically, we're not, no.
But
But, I mean, people still have to get up and go to work.
at some point,
Sleep is
Who's going to
overrated.
start? Because I liked it.
I gave it the
Loved
same
it.
ranking that I did for Guardians, and that was a 9.
Yep.
I would say it was at least equal.
I agree.
I like the first one better.
I felt like it was kind of slow in the center, so I'm gonna have to give it an 8 for that. It didn't have a nougat cream feeling.
I gave it, what, a 7.5, an 8 in that same range? Yeah.
So are we
get-
going?
We got to see a couple of cool new characters.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Best part of the
If
whole
it does
film.
not make
And-
a cameo,
and-
the new Mary Poppins are going to be upset.
And come on, Kurt Russell, please. Oh my God.
And David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Random cameo.
that guy was a jackass, anyways.
And boy was he.
Now, being a comic book reader, I was not a big Guardians comic book reader, but I knew who Jason was. And I was like, when I found out why they didn't use Jason, they used Ego as Quill's dad, I was like, well, that's a pretty good reason. When James Gunn came out and said, I just don't like that character. He's like, I don't like him. He's just, it felt too Star Wars. The royalty and the special powers and all that kind of stuff. It was too Star Wars.
Agreed.
That's fair
Which,
point.
yeah, when I read it,
I
I was
have
like,
to
okay,
agree
it
with
works.
that. and the way they built on that, I thought was brilliant. And then the big twist, didn't see it coming. I knew something was going to happen, but then when it did, I was like, oh, this is awful. And awful in a good way, of course.
Now, okay, Jim, as a makeup guy, do you realize that 90% of the young Kurt Russell was all makeup?
You're kidding.
Real?
No.
You're kidding. I thought
Really?
that was.
Kurt
I thought
Russell.
Well, I thought that was some of that motion capture stuff.
Oh,
They
no,
did say
they
they
did.
de-aged him.
They did. They de-aged him, but he brought his makeup artist in, the guy he's been working with for 30 years, and using makeup, 90% of the de-aging was done in makeup, with the final 10% being done digitally.
Holy shnikes.
I honestly thought that they pulled a Michael Douglas
And
during those scenes.
that
They did.
explains
They
why
did
it
use
looked
digital
so
stuff.
much like a young Kurt Russell.
Yes, I mean it was. I mean, what? Come on, the stuff they did to Michael Douglas in Ant-Man was incredible. It looked like Michael Douglas from 1980. So I was like,
I
"Holy
know.
cow,
Yeah.
they did a really good job."
That's why I thought that's what they did with Kurt Russell.
And the thing is, as a makeup artist, I was looking at that. Oh well, they had to
Yeah.
map his face and do an overlay and all of that. And I thought it was brilliant. It made me think of what they did with Tarkin.
Yes, it
And-
was so well done.
And I thought, well, that's what they did. They had to do that because, come on, I mean, look, he's no spring chicken, but wow,
He does look
I'm
pretty
freaked
good.
out. I'm officially freaked out. That's incredible.
I know this is going to sound horrible, but whoever that makeup artist is needs to do some work on Goldie Hawn. Because wow,
I got to tell you though, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, coolest couple on the planet.
I'm
Oh
really
my
kind of surprised
God.
she didn't make a cameo in here.
Now I will say, Goldie Hawn. My mom was a big Laugh-In fan.
Oh, me too.
And I remember being introduced to Goldie Hawn when she was doing the whole bikini and the body painting and the jiggling in the Laugh-In reruns that we would watch. And then it was just like she's right up there with Yvonne Craig and Linda Carter as my introduction to the female form. And she was like, I mean, she was just cute. Oh my God, she was so cute. And then I saw a picture of her in this Amy Schumer movie that she's in.
Yvonne Craig. Oh.
I was like, what happened to Goldie Hawn's face? It's like someone took her and pulled her on both sides.
Well, don't forget.
Well, I know there are devices that it's like a little strip of clear tape, and you stick it on the back of the jawline on either side, and then it's attached to a string. and
They just
you
pull.
and you pull.
I realize
you
we all get older.
And you tie that off behind the hairline, so it's kind of a temporary facelift. And you can apply that at the temples to get rid of some of the eye stuff. There are also creams that you can add that'll get rid of some of the wrinkles. So it must have been such a multi-layered makeup job. I wonder, do you
yes.
think that there were some appliances as
Oh,
well?
I'm sure there. I would love to see the
It
making
was
of.
brilliant. It was brilliant. It was like seeing him back in the days of the computer who wore tennis shoes.
It was The only thing
It was like watching Overboard again.
when
Before
Big Trouble in Little China.
Before that, no, before that.
Yeah, he was younger than that. The shots in the car and stuff, that's where I was like, did they only have one facial map for him? Because the smile, his face never changed. I was like, why is he always? I mean, that's that smile now. It's the famous Kurt Russell jawline. His jawline could cut diamonds.
I'll tell you why that smile was always there, because it was pulled back that way.
Yeah, and it was just like. But when I heard that, and they were talking about this, and I was reading all the articles on it, and a lot of people still don't believe it. And I was like, I want to see the photos. I want to see him being made up into the younger, and how much they actually had to digitally keep going to bring him back to that age. But it was still incredible.
I was actually impressed. I mean, because I've seen it twice now, and I was impressed and mentioned it to my buddy as we're watching. Is like that the fact that they got vehicles of that time period, because I'm looking at there's like, well, that's John Deere tractor from the 80s, and those trucks are legit. Or
well, they were nailing it. They were nailing it as far as a period piece goes.
Yeah, I mean,
and to be fair,
the car itself too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they've just found somebody with one that they had lovingly restored. I don't know, but
yeah,
or they just made quick mock-ups. I don't know.
The car I can see, and those tractors.
Those are not that hard to find, but all the same, in that condition, that
you know what though? If you're an omnipotent celestial in human form driving around in 1980 in a late model or late 70s, early 80s Mustang, why would you choose that Mustang? If you're gonna drive around a Mustang, couldn't you have got a more classic one? Because the Mustang 2 sucked.
No. See, I graduated high school in 1980. That was the Mustang to have then.
I had a Mustang 2, and it sucked.
But that was the Mustang to have in 1980.
Yeah, I guess. I had what did I have? I had a 77 Mustang 2, 78 Mustang 2.
I had an 81 Cobra. That was my first car.
Oh, that Cobra is a little different.
Yeah.
Not just a stock Mustang, because I mean they were.
And it was black on the outside and black on the inside. And what I loved about that car was you could pop the hood and play with the carburetor and have a good time.
Yeah, I miss carburetors. Now I will say, when he drove, I was like, "Oh, that's the Ford Blue. Mine was that color." I was like, "I know that color. That's the same color mine."
Oh, I miss my Mustang. But see, here in Vermont, you can't have a car with that much power with so little weight, because in the winter.
Bumper cars.
That's all you do. You just go.
Are you sure though that was a Mustang? Because I honestly thought it was some like Pontiac.
No, that was a Mustang 2.
Mustang 2, baby.
I love Mustangs all years.
Me too. Oh,
but
yeah.
That was a Mustang 2. I laughed.
All.
I hit my wife. I was like, "That's a Mustang 2." She's like, "Yeah, I know."
You see, my wife would have gone, "I don't care."
But
Jody would have gone, "I don't care."
Okay, now things that bothered me about the film, the whole the bomb. Groot's got the bomb. Ego is crushing everybody. How did that bomb not go off? That button
He
was
didn't
not
press
taped.
the button.
It was correct.
That kind of thing is what I call the MacGuffin of the moment.
Okay.
Well, and probably because
it was a device. It was a device for comedy, but it was also a device for tension.
Okay.
And I get that. It was. I think it was a little overplayed.
Well, the only part of the film that I really disliked was that whole conversation about the tape. Did not need to be in the film. It was like an SNL skit that went on too long.
Kind of, yeah. What hit me the hardest, I think, was that moment when Ego dropped the turd in the punch bowl, which was, it really killed me to put that tumor in her head.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees.
I
will agree
went,
with you on that.
I mean, the whole audience went,
Oh, they're gonna kill. He's gonna kill you now.
Yeah, it was a case of that.
Like, you
Actually,
dead son
I'll
of a
let-
bitch now, Danny.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna let Tay take the honors of
Nope.
saying it.
Nope.
That was the
we
I
all,
am
everyone in
your
the
father.
audience, it was a collective, oh, that expletive deleted.
You son of a bitch.
I do have one thought though that's occurring to me. Is like, okay, so they stop Ego, he's dead, whatever. What happened to the whatever that material was that formed on all these planets? Are we
I
going to see
think
that in
because
Shield?
since it was connected to him,
Didn't go away.
after he was destroyed, it kind of receded. I would assume.
Yeah, either that
They'll
or
be digging out for they'll be digging out for a while.
Well, because this movie takes place in what 2015,
14.
like 4 months after.
Yeah.
After the first one.
Yeah.
Plot hole.
I think, honestly, one, I thought there was going to be a reference in S.H.I.E.L.D. There wasn't. Two, I guess there's probably going to be a reference in one of the upcoming Marvel films. There's probably going to be a reference to it in Thor.
I don't know why, because Thor is going to be taking place modern day, whereas this was in the past.
What was?
Speaking of,
And the big question was,
it'll be a
what
passing
was that
reference.
stuff?
Speaking of references,
It was Ego.
Celestial
just-
spooge.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of references,
It was literally his seed coming out of his seed.
That's what it was.
Oh.
I think Roland's trying to talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say James Gunn actually admitted that he screwed up with the
Big
Stan
time.
Lee's cameo.
It's a plot hole.
Wait, with what?
You know the
Stan Lee's
scene.
cameo.
Oh, that's right.
What? Wait, what? You lost.
Unless
what?
he's not bound by time.
Well, no. Stan Lee's cameo at the end, he goes, and then this one time I was a FedEx guy, which took place in Captain America, or was it Civil War?
Civil War.
Which
Yeah,
takes
yeah,
place
yeah.
3
Yeah.
years later. 2 years later.
Well,
3.
unless that's he could be not bound by time, and since that is a post-credit scene, it's not technically bound by the timeline of the movie.
True.
Except that he didn't say that in the post credits. He said that
It was while they were
Yondu
jumping.
was jumping. Yeah,
All 400 bumps.
700.
700? I thought it was 400.
700.
700 jumps.
that entire thing was just hilarious.
What's wrong with you, boy? I don't. There was some of the other stuff with Rocket. I didn't get that, but I mean, it worked for the film.
Well,
Trash
the whole
Panda.
thing- well, the whole thing where Rocket set up a perimeter around the ship, that was just brilliant.
Well, the whole redemption of Rocket for no reason thing. Rocket's
No,
supposed to be an asshole.
Yeah, but I was good with it.
Yeah, like I
because-
said, it worked.
Yeah, it sure did, didn't it? And the whole perimeter around the ship was just that was so Rocket.
Also, they got over. It's like, how are they going to repair a ship? Oh, they just spray stuff and it fixes it.
Nanotechnology.
Yeah, too bad the Milano's still on that planet.
Yeah, they'll
The
probably
Milano
do that.
dead.
They got a bigger ship.
That's only happened, in certain Star Wars RPG campaigns.
If they do not have a Sylvester Stallone Marvel film, I'm going to be very upset.
I would
Same
love,
here.
if not a Marvel film, at the very least, one of those Marvel shorts, and it's an Ocean's 11 type thing.
Well, that was the entire original Guardians of the Galaxy crew.
Yeah, I know, but the whole time I'm thinking, Judge Dredd.
Yeah. Go do this.
Speaking of Dread, have we heard anything else about Mega City 1 yet?
No. Well, but it's coming. It's just got announced, dude. It's still in pre-production.
I just really want them to just go ahead and friggin' confirm Carl Urban for it.
I just have to make one request of Jim.
Yes.
Yes.
Could you do that Stallone thing again, only just ended with "I am the law"?
I am the law.
Yeah.
The fact that you're eating that mic. So now that Stallone has done a Marvel film, do you think Schwarzenegger's next?
Schwarzenegger's
Yeah,
playing
Tommy.
Adam Warlock.
Maybe.
What's wrong with
Depends.
him?
Are we going to get Jason
Schwarzenegger's
Statham?
Galactus.
Oh, why not? Why
Actually-
not?
No. What's wrong with him? Oh, he wants to be sovereign.
Actually, what I heard was that apparently Nathan Fillion is rumored to be Adam Warlock.
I would be perfectly okay with that.
Well, see, the other thing is, we were talking about this earlier, I think, before you got on, is it got cut from the film. But there was supposed to be a scene where they flash back to Earth and you see a movie theater, Earth, where you see a movie theater and they're doing a bunch of films by, what's his name, Steve Wilson? Basically Wonder Man.
Yes.
And one of the posters is Nathan Fillion playing Wonder Man, playing Tony Stark in a movie called Tony Stark.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's Galactus.
Ooh.
He never speaks.
doesn't.
I'm going to eat this planet.
Stallone.
It's still Stallone.
It's really like, I am the guy here, the big one. Come on! Is
I'm
there
going to
any
give you the
ice?
power,
No ice in
Cosmic.
this movie.
I'm right here. Kill me now.
Come on, do it.
Do
Put
it.
that cookie
Do it.
down.
I'm right here.
I'm going to give you the power, Cosmic.
Put that nullifier down now.
Oh god, now I'm just imagining Schwarzenegger as the Silver Surfer.
Here, let me get that out of your head there, Roland. All you need to imagine is Wookiees singing.
Okay, dialing
Dancing Queen.
back a bit. Why couldn't the Surfer show up for
Because he's still part of the Fantastic Four. Fox owns the Silver Surfer, Galactus.
I know, but why? We were talking about the Fantastic Four showing up in another film.
Because they technically haven't really established them at all. They haven't even established Galactus yet.
Okay, I'm going to whine now.
There you go, Adam. Throw that picture I linked up on the stream.
Damn it.
That's the thing. They still have to establish them. They did a pretty good job establishing the Spider-Man in Civil War, so they don't have to go back and his tragic story thing again. They can just do their own thing now.
Let me ask you something. How young is Aunt May going to get, though? I mean, come on.
Coming soon.
How young?
She gets younger in every Spider-Man iteration.
Oh,
you mean Spider-Man?
Or Aunt May.
Aunt May gets younger too.
Well,
that's what
here
I'm
was
saying,
my
man.
thing. They actually finally got an age-appropriate actor to play Spider-Man, and they finally got an age-appropriate actor to play Aunt May. Because in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Aunt May was like this 80-year-old woman.
She's supposed to be.
No.
She's supposed to be at least in her like 60s.
Do you not remember
I
the
do.
comic book, for crying out loud?
You got to keep in mind, though, by the time that we get to like 80s, 90s, or whatever, that time period, Parker's living on his own now. He's also married. She's old by that point in time. But when he's actually living with her, no, she's not supposed to be that old.
But it's Marissa Tomei, man.
I mean, and she's still, what, 50-something?
Yeah, and killing it.
I mean, does she look good for her age? Yeah, but she's at least, she is age-appropriate.
True.
Yeah, I guess, but
You can even look at the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Sally Field
comic
was
or
a
cartoon.
stretch. In the first Sam Raimi version, that was the Aunt May that I remember.
Well, I thought Sally Field was the Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Aunt May, but the Aunt May from the Sam Raimi ones with Tobey Maguire.
Looked like Grandma.
Well, that in the comics, she always was drawn old and wrinkly.
Yes.
Not always. I've actually seen instances where she wasn't. She
And
was
silver-haired.
older, yes.
Silver-haired. Yes.
Yes.
Always older, but not that old. Not in her 80s.
In how many of the comic books was she sick in the hospital? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but you know what? I couldn't see any other actress pulling off that line with the Green Goblin when he's like, "Finish it!" and she finishes off the Lord's Prayer. She did that so well.
Oh my God, yes.
That was really well done.
A great moment in that film.
Yes. Now that would be very interesting because Fox does own, or Sony owns all those, and if they do where the universe is split and all the universes show up where they have Garfield and Tobey Maguire and all those Spider-Men, and everybody is just jumbled together in this huge universal mix-up.
Oh, Spider-Verse?
Well, it's part of the whole thing. I mean, the Spider-Verse... Now, it's really funny that the Spider-Verse is separate from the other Marvel universe. It's really weird. So weird. Too many universes.
So we're gonna... Who would you like to see as Spider-Gwen?
I don't know. They gotta get a second Spider-Man movie out before we get there. We even have a Mary Jane in this movie?
No, as far as we know, no.
Is that a bad thing? No.
The actress came out and said that she is not playing Mary Jane.
Well, technically, we're getting a second Spider-Man film. It's going to be Miles Morales, and it's going to be the animated one.
That's not Marvel, though.
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, it is Marvel, but it's not.
I thought it was supposed to be canon.
No, it's Sony.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be within the Marvel universe.
Mm-mm.
Oh well. Either way,
it's kind of like the Venom
I
thing
don't
that's
mind.
going
I
on
like
over
them.
there.
I like Miles Morales. I love that character actually. They've actually done a lot to build that character up, and since he's the only holdover from the Ultimate Universe, that's actually active in Marvel's current books. And yeah, I've been reading it. The book is good. That and the stuff they did with him in the Civil War too was really well done.
I obviously have some catching up to do.
Miles Morales.
We could probably bring Wolfie back down.
Yeah. Where is he?
I'll do it.
Okay. Miles Morales is the Spider-Man from the Ultimate Universe that took over after Peter Parker was killed by the Green Goblin. Then Marvel did this big mix-up where all the universes were basically nullified by Doctor Doom put them all back together, making himself God.
Again,
and then I don't know, how did that finish? Was it Doctor Strange helped fix all that, or
no? Well, yes and no.
Yes and no.
I mean, he had a hand in it, but it came down to that Reed Richards basically, argued
Which one?
as they fought, the 616. Basically, as he fought with Doom and the Multiple Man or whatever, I can't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Was watching, said you were afraid that I would have done a better job building, universe than you did. And then Doom admitted it quietly, and that's like, okay, you lose the power. I'm giving it down
and everything
to
went
Richards.
back.
And Richards has been rebuilding it ever since.
Yes, and which is why all of a sudden Peter Parker is rich, and no one remembers that he's Spider-Man, and all this other stuff.
Well, that depends on which one. If you go with the Renew Your Vows, he's not rich.
That's true, and I think they're getting rid of that too. But Morales is the only character.
I don't think they're getting rid of that because they're still going.
Oh, okay. Well, Miles Morales was in this universe, and he showed up. He tagged along
on one of the lifeboats.
Yeah, everybody freaked out. It's like, you're not supposed to be here. And then when the 616 came back, he was there, and he's now this other Spider-Man. And it's like, oh, okay. But has the issue been released where they revealed what the Miles Morales that actually was there before this Miles showed up?
I don't know.
What he was? That hasn't happened yet.
I don't know. I have not read those books.
It's supposed to be something shocking. I know.
Yeah,
that.
it's some huge.
It's more of a
deal.
jumble than Rick and Morty, for crying out loud.
Morty.
Oh no, Rick.
Speaking of Rick and Morty, Rick has discovered the alien's weakness.
It's all the drugs and alcohol in my system, Morty. I love that cartoon. I don't know why. It really is.
Oh boy. Here we go killing again.
Usually when
it's
Adult
sick,
Swim,
that's why I love it.
Usually when Adult Swim does stupid comedy like that, I hate it. Because it's just
stupid.
But Rick and Morty is genuinely entertaining.
But it's not stupid. That's just it. There's actually thought behind some of the stuff they do, which is really like when you like Tim and Eric's. And I will catch myself watching Tim and Eric, and I don't know why. And even then,
I don't know why either.
It's like it's like some of this stuff, I'm like, what? This isn't funny? Do you find this funny? And then some of the other stuff is like, okay, that was mildly amusing. But like Rick and Morty, there's the writing in it is interesting.
And then you have your fans that watched Gravity Falls before Rick and Morty even came out.
And the cup came flying through. Wasn't it a cup? Wasn't it the cup that went through the portal?
It was the cup, and supposedly in the April Fool's episode there were
And then a notepad.
yeah, and in the April Fool's episode there was the Pines twins as a couple of Mortys.
Did you see the Simpsons opening with Rick
Yes.
and Morty?
Oh my god!
Where they
that
melt?
was great.
Where they
Oh my
crash
God,
it in-
Morty! You just killed the Simpsons.
You just killed the Simpsons, Morty.
The whole deal is like that's what you know about. Oh, now I know better
What
than.
have you done?
Now I know better than to clean my test tubes with my own spit.
Man, no more crossovers, or no more guest artists, or whatever.
And
it
no
was.
more, no more guest illustrators.
That was it.
Ah. So yes, Wolfie, we spoiled it, but we didn't spoil it. So don't watch the show. Don't go back and watch the stream.
Too late. He crossed the streams.
Cross the streams.
Like we did with the mashup music that we were listening to earlier.
Oh, my son and I were so geared up to watch Samurai Jack the night of the April Fool's episode, and they pulled that, and we were like, "Ah, what are you doing?" Oh, wait, it's Rick and Morty.
So.
Oh, okay, all right, we can forgive it, I guess.
So.
But he and I have been following Samurai Jack, and oh my god,
Yeah.
It's so good.
Foolish samurai.
Yeah.
I think I'm an episode back, so don't spoil it.
I'm
Let's-
actually
let's-
not a
several
word,
episodes back.
not a word. But
Yeah.
oh my god,
This Saturday is the last episode.
looking forward to it though.
So, we still talking Marvel, or could I switch gears over to DC?
Or we could call it a night.
It's yeah. You don't get to talk. It's 11. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh. No, we
I
got
think
next
already
week.
butt
did something.
scratcher.
You know what? I think this is the first show we ever had where something dropped the day of our show and not the day after.
I know, right?
That was awesome.
Right.
What
We
heresy
actually
is
Thank you,
this?
CBS.
Thank you.
I actually have an idea though. You want to talk about something, Roland, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So record it. Give it to Adam. Adam will throw the Geek Easy logo behind it, and we'll put it up on the YouTube.
There you go. We have a channel. Let's use it.
Good point. After show.
Coronation.
No, just do the Roland's Pirate Hour or whatever, and just talk about whatever you want.
Pirate,
Well, actually,
like,
it was actually going to be in regards to DC with what they just announced.
Well,
Do it.
Do it.
Right, record it up, and I'll put it up.
or you
record
could talk about the pirating of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yar.
Oh my god, yes.
We're pirating pirates.
What a nightmare that is, huh?
Disney don't care. Disney's like, "Pfft, go ahead, please release it.
We're
See
still
ya."
going to make money on this.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna
Yeah,
make money. They're gonna make money on it just because of the deals they got going on with some of their other stuff. They've got like the Disney movie rewards thing they got going on. That if you watch that and 2 other Disney films, you get so much stuff. And yeah, they got all kind. They don't care. They really don't care. They do care, but they don't care. I mean, if it was Star Wars, they'd probably care a little more.
I think they would hunt someone down if it was Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm pretty
would
sure
hunt someone down and
they'd be a hit on
shank 'em.
somebody.
I think the real Kylo Ren would show up at your house and cut you in half.
I think they're waiting for it to actually get revealed because that'll leave a nice little trail.
Yep.
Yep.
VPNs aren't perfect.
Nope.
Get a phone call. My Iger's on the phone. I have a particular set of skills. And I will find you.
And I will sue you.
I will find you.
Yeah, if it was Star Wars, you better believe they'd be on a manhunt right now. But I don't even think that there's a final cut
They
in
would
Star Wars for
activate
them
the
to do.
501st.
Quickly, there's no time.
Oh, well, it is 11 o'clock.
Can I plug now?
Can you plug?
Can I plug?
Plug away, dude.
Oh, okay. ExploreTheOuterRim.com. Go check it out. We also have a Facebook presence. The
There's
Outer
presence
Rim.
on Facebook?
Yeah, we have a presence on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that kind of presence. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Explore the Outer Rim.
And you're on Twitter too, right? To the Outer Rim. At
We're
To
on.
the Outer Rim.
Well, Scott Smith has seen to it that we're on everything.
Are you on Google?
Practically, we're
Google
on everything.
Plus.
We're
I'm
on.
just saying.
We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
Because we're on Google Plus too, but we're sorry.
Could you get out of my bedroom, please?
We're. but I like to watch.
Ugh.
Stop it! That's gross. No.
Can you at least make the bed first?
Well,
Okay,
Well.
and on that note,
But what am I supposed to do when I get home then?
Alistair has named this show.
just
pretty sure-
as you always do. We're watching.
We can't call it the Outer Rim shot because we called the last one the Outer
We
Rim
did.
shot.
No, it's Superman or Earth.
And we can't call it the other rim thing because that's just dirty.
But just
who,
put
who was it on? Who was it on some of the pro acts in our pages said that the title of our show sounded like gay porn. And I was like, you got to have a sense of humor. You really do.
You do.
Because the detractors are going to come up with stuff like that. But you know what? That was actually pretty damn funny.
But you just throw it back. Hey, at least we're producing something.
Yes.
Ah.
Bazinga.
Yeah, see, we have gone not anti, we're in Axonar free zone most of the time.
Yeah, and I get that. And you're better off.
Yeah,
You're better off.
it's not worth it.
No,
They're
It's
really
just
not
too
worth
much
the talk.
negativity.
Well, it is, and that's why we move beyond it. I only bring it up to explain why we made the changes we did.
Yes. Well, and they are the main cause for why the Outer Rim exists.
They're the main cause why a lot of people are changing what they're doing. So,
Yes.
but you know what? It's going to turn out it's for the better. People like us, like Tommy Kraft, like a bunch of other people, are digging deep to see what else they can come up with. And you know what? More new science fiction is a good thing.
Yep.
All day,
Always.
every day. All day, every day.
Well, on that note, you've been plugged. Let me plug us. We are
Okay.
Geek Easy at or it's Facebook. Was it Facebook.com/The Geek Easy? On Twitter, we're at The Geek Easy.
On Twitch now.
We are now
We're on Twitch.
twitch.tv/
Yes.
The Geek Easy.
Yes, that is our official channel now on Twitch. On YouTube, we are The Geek Easy. Give us a look. We're Geek Easy Live, or just The Geek Easy on YouTube. What else? I think that's about it. We don't have a Reddit. We don't have a Tumblr yet, but that'll come soon.
That's
I
an
don't-
easy one to fix up.
Yes,
yeah,
the
I
Reddit's
don't think
an easy
we.
one.
I don't think we quite justify a subreddit though.
We don't justify a subreddit.
We need to work towards that.
Good God,
Has
I think, we're,
anybody-
I think we're even on Pinterest for crying out loud.
We're
Has
not.
anybody-
Everything's on Pinterest.
Has anybody checked to see if we have any mentions on Reddit?
That's a
I
good
stay
question.
away
I'll
from
check.
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Oh,
Bonds are free.
that's
And
fun.
on that note,
Really? Wolfie's trying to end the show.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
that time I earned the rim shot.
Hey, speak.
Woo,
You out of
woo,
my
woo.
The half
house.
hour's over. The half hour's over, and I did not break Tade.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
It always is. You're welcome
Yes,
anytime.
every time. I'd love to come back whenever you just say, "Hey, Jim, you want to come on?" I'll go. Hell yeah.
Even if we're not talking about your stuff.
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on
We don't
and
have
shoot
to
the shit
talk
with
about
us.
my stuff. Yeah,
Bring
just-
him on the show with Comfort and Adam. There we go.
Oh my god, I think my brain would fall apart.
That would have to be like a 4-hour episode.
It really would be. The conversation would. Oh,
Let's do it. Let's do it. Just say when.
we'll get everybody on.
We could do it at our anniversary.
Free for all.
Yeah, it's coming up September.
Free for all.
I don't know if they'll be available for an anniversary, but you never know.
Well,
still have to
we'll
get
find
That's why you book
the
it.
we
bearded
gotta
in
get
geeks.
Doug
advance.
back. We gotta get Larry back. We'll bring them all on.
We still got to get the bearded geeks on.
Yes,
we've
we do
also
have to get
still got to do our kind of Mystery Science Theater 3000 stuff.
It'll happen.
We haven't done that in a while.
We haven't, dude. We're not
Yes.
there yet. Yes, and keep an eyeball out because the Geek Easy is
Expanding.
evolving and and expanding. So keep an eyeball out on our Facebook and our Twitter feed to find out more news in the upcoming months as to where we're headed and what's going on, because our internet presence will become much greater, hopefully soon.
Expanding like Ego's seed.
Oh.
No. Okay.
That's
I believe that's the, I
Oh,
believe
now
that's
I'm
the
all
time where
sticky.
Now, on that
Oh.
note, just imagine what he did
No.
to get that thing in the forest, and that's all I'm gonna say.
No.
What are you doing to that tree?
No.
I am Groot. I am
No.
Groot. I am Groot.
No. We need
So
to change
that's where
part of
Groot
the.
came from.
I
We-
am Groot.
We need to change part of the show title now to expanding the Outer Rim.
Oh.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
That's how it all started, right there.
Right
That's how it all
Exactly.
started.
Yep, that was it.
Oh, all right,
Thanks a-
everybody say
thanks a lot,
goodnight because
guys.
I can't.
He can't even. Thanks a lot, guys. It was an absolute blast. It really was.
It was fun.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good.